I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. Live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, and subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Salute the friends and family. Salute the Bucks Nation. Y'all know we're here to talk about this atrocity that we just saw. These cats did not even show up today. Are you kidding me, Milwaukee Bucks? After you won 8 straight, that's how you show up in the playoffs? Where's Havoc and Prodigy where you need them? I saw shook ones out there. They look shook. They look shook out there. That's what happened. We don't have to get into we gonna get into the numbers, but none of that matters. I know what I saw, and I saw scared. Besides Giannis, everybody out there looked like a deer in the headlights. Pun intended. That was ridiculous. Unbelievable. Are you kidding me, Milwaukee Bucks? It's like you take away all the momentum, all the just the positive energy the fan base had, and you spit in our face. I mean, Jr Mafia turned it on late. AJ Green got going late. Kevin Porter Jr. got a little something going late. Gary Tripp, but the game was already over. I want to know what happened to Taurean Prince. You scored 0 today, sir. What was Kuzma doing? What was Brook Lopez doing? And Brook Lopez is almost unplayable in this series to me. That's a whole nother topic. But I just want to get on this coward behavior that I saw out there on this court today. That was hard to watch. I mean, no one looked like they wanted to shoot. They didn't look like they wanted to be out there. The lights were definitely too bright for some. Definitely. Yeah, again, I'm going to commend this team like I always do. I just don't want to black out. I want to commend this team like I always do, that they fought to the end. It looked like they were going to get blown out by 30. We end up coming back. Obviously, the wheels came off later, but this team never stopped fighting. So I want to commend them on that. They didn't stop fighting. But again, we let Indiana do whatever they wanted. They got into their rotations. They got every shot they wanted. They did everything they wanted. This was like a low-key scrimmage for them. They didn't have to do it. They didn't have to exude no energy against us. This felt like a scrimmage for them. And then Taurean Prince and Brook Lopez on defense today were absolutely atrocious. Taurean Prince couldn't do nothing on offense. He couldn't do nothing right on defense. Brook getting put in action. They were doing whatever they wanted. We had no answers. The rotations were weird. It was just a lot going on. I just think we got – I don't know if we were feeling ourselves a little bit too much from the 8-game winning streak, that we felt like we were just gonna come waltz into Indiana and just I don't know, punish them. That's what I felt like, and they came out and they hit us in our mouth right away, and we never recovered. That's why I've been making these certain shorts before this series started. What did I say? Fast starts are going to be key in the playoffs. Fast starts are going to be key, and we came off to a slow start. And you can't do that. Indiana ain't the Minnesota Timberwolves. You get them, if they get you down 25, you're not gonna run off no 38-5 to them. They score too many points. That's what I was saying. You have to, when it's in the playoffs, you can't be messing around. You can't come out slow. You can't look shook. I do think they'll learn from this, but still, this was hard to watch, friends and family. Damn, let me get into the comment section to get to these numbers. I'm going to tap everybody in. I know it's a lot to say. I appreciate friends and family tapping in. Please hit the like button as you come in here. I never thought I would see. And all that talking. And Bobby was doing all that talking and came out there and played like a mark. He was doing all that talking, Bobby Portis. You know you can't show up in big games. And you was the main one talking, and let's get into these numbers. I'm gonna open up the lines here. This is absolutely ridiculous of what we saw today. All this talking, all this positive vibes we had, for them to just go out there and get their head beat in is ridiculous. Yes, this score is correct, friends and family. The Bucks lost 98-117. We were down by 12 from the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, we got ran, and we just never recovered. They kicked our butt in the first half, and we could just never recover. Torian Prince, marked behavior, 0 points. Giannis did everything he could besides hit free throws. And that I understand. You had to carry the whole load. 38 minutes, 36 points. He did have 5 turnovers, 12 rebounds. And you know that it was a rough day at the office. Giannis had 1 assist. You know it is a rough day at the office when Giannis got 1 assist. Kyle Kuzma also didn't score. Jesus Christ. These dudes was literally shook. Shook. No points. These cats owe the fans an apology. How are you that shook that you're scared to score? No one helped. This is spitting in Giannis's face, y'all. He coming out there playing 38 minutes, giving you 36. We got 3 other people in double figures. They're all bench players. Our starters gave us nothing outside of Giannis. They gave us nothing. We might as well roll with the bench. And that's the thing, too, with Doc. Doc, you got to pay attention, bro. You got to read the room. When you see that your starters ain't doing nothing but your bench has been giving you punch, you put in the bench and ride with it. That's the problem with you, Doc. You can't read the room. The room was telling you, and I hope you see it now by the end result, that Jr Mafia is the solution. When stuff is not going right, just put them in there. They plug and play. They're going to get you buckets. You were getting nothing from Torian today. Really nothing from Brook today. Man, Doc, you got to... Hey, bro, you got to focus, man. You too old to not be paying attention, bro. You too old for that. Brook Lopez, 9 points. Ryan Rollins, 5 points. The great Bobby Portis, 4 points. Gary Trent, 14. Kevin Porter Jr. Y'all were hooping. I'll give it to y'all. Our worst shooting performance so far in April, 41%. 24% from 3, 67% from the free throw line. All this other stuff, that's just window dressing. We lost the game right here. We lost the game right here. If we shooting 40%, we not going to beat nobody. Ridiculous. Pascal Siakam styling on us, as usual, 25. Myles Turner styling as usual, 19. Andrew Nembhard getting 17 actually got me tight. He shouldn't even be doing all that. Haliburton didn't even hurt us today. He was 0-7. So think about that. Haliburton wasn't even the reason today. He had a double-double, but he didn't shoot well. He wasn't a factor, but everybody else kicked in. The others showed up. T.J. McConnell in double figures. Benedict in double figures. They shot 50%, pretty much 40% from 3, 76% from the line. Everything else is window dressing. They shot better than us, and it shows. We didn't show up. We played scared. That's it, man. These numbers ain't... You saw what you saw. Trust your eyes, friends and family. We're not as bad as we look, but we were scared, and that's a fact. We were scared. Outside of Giannis, they were scared. Gary Trent, I'll give you your props, too. You was out there bucking, too. And Kevin Porter Jr., y'all was doing y'all thing. Y'all got it together. Y'all was a little bit shook at the beginning, but y'all got it squared away. Now, the others, Kuzma, Torian Prince, y'all got some soul searching to do. Y'all go a whole game not scoring 2 people? How? Why? 8 games in a row to end an 8-game in a row win streak like this, to get a completely obliterated. We're actually kicking off the real playoffs, and to see this on national TV first thing in the morning while having your mimosa, you are watching the Bucks just get throttled is crazy. Off an 8-game win streak to get throttled like this is crazy. I expect nothing but a blowout in game 2 because this was absolutely ridiculous. Throw the film away. There's nothing to pull from this game. Nothing. I'm so tight. Let me shout out to people. I'm gonna tap you in here in one moment, B-Shack. I'm tight, man. My bad. Look, this is just ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Shout out everybody in the building. Then we gonna tap in, brother B-Shack, get to the super chats. Brandon King Carter, seeing you in the building. What's good? The homie Tish is in the building. What up, Tish? Good to see you, man. Seeing Foreign Lynn in the building. Mia Kim in the building. Eliza in the building. Patricia P, I see you in the building. Boy, mommy was good. Dre West in the building. Trina was good. Jeff Riley, I see you. Francis D. Cole 123 was good. Emma was good. Queens of the chat, I appreciate y'all tapping in so early. Queens of the chat Queens of the chat was in here strong. Appreciate y'all always tapping in. Salute, salute. We get Humilidon in the building. The Cynthia Harris is in the building. What's up, Cynthia? Good to see you, man. Hoyt Street E in the building. Kenny Mack, King Temp, what's good? Is the homie Chitty in the building? Oh, Chitty in the building. What up, Chitty? Robert Brooks. Let's talk. I'm gonna open up these lines. I just want to make sure I shout out my people. Dre West, what's good? Hey, Janet MOC, what's good? We got a lot to talk about. Bucks #1, Maxville and Greg Delaney. Moose, what's good? All right, let's get it cracking. Yeah, we open up the line. Let's get straight to the nonsense. We at it. Let me tap y'all in. Tapping in Big Shaq. Tapping in the homie Amtrax. Let's get right to it. But let me introduce y'all before y'all kick it off. At the bottom left, we got a very respected member of the community here, B Shaq. And we also got another highly respected member over here to the bottom right. The homie Amtrax, a.k.a. Beats by the Pound. You need any beats, holler at Amtrax. He's on all social media. Salute, salute. Hold on, let me get these super chats, gentlemen, then we gonna get right to it. It's a lot to talk about and kind of decipher what we just witnessed today. The shame and mockery that we just witnessed. Hold on 1 second, y'all. What up, Pass? Appreciate the 199 super chat, fam. I hate fake shooters like toilet paper. Yeah, hey, yeah, Tori and Prince, yeah. He called them toilet paper. That's actually hilarious. Salute to you. Dr. Smith, what's good? Contributed to the pot for keeping the community going, but I'm not sure you want me on today. Hey, we always want you on. Appreciate the 499 super chat, Dr. Smith. Appreciate you. I'm going to put the link in the chat here momentarily. LDBC General 78, what's good, sir? Appreciate the $5 super chat. We should be okay. Bobby played like Dookie, and Prince played like trash. Kuzma needed. Yeah, they all, hey, they was out there looking like damn fools, 78. Salute, appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right, what up, Humilidon and Pronte? Sabir, I see y'all in the chat too. What's good? All right, let's go ahead. Let's get right into it, B-Shaq.
Yo, man. Yo, they got me calling in on Easter weekend from the sacred office, man. They got me in my church calling in, man. I was supposed to be preparing, get my mind ready for tomorrow, but I couldn't wait, man. This is just I was watching and I just could not believe what I was seeing. They look like um man, they look like a hooker in church on Sunday morning, man. They look frightened to death.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That was
And
crazy.
and I'm saying to myself, I'm watching dudes, Giannis. They kept telling me Giannis got one that says Giannis was trying to pass the ball. He's giving the ball to people. Dudes pump faking with
Right.
dudes like 5 feet away. They pump faking. Their feet are shuffling underneath the weight of their bodies. I'm like, y'all, come on, man.
Right, no, that's right.
Get some courage in your chest, man. The shining the bright lights of the playoffs. Maybe that's why they couldn't shoot the ball, because the bright lights of the playoffs were in their eyes, and they couldn't see the doggone basket. This was an embarrassing, to me, an embarrassment, because they have been playing well. The only difference is now the lights are on, the intensity's up.
Mm-hmm.
You let the Indiana Pacers, some trash talking, loud mouth front runners, show you up like this. And Bobby Portis, you uh standing at the press conference with a towel
Mm-hmm.
around your neck, talking about how you just ready to go, and you just like, forget all that, I'm just ready, blah blah blah. And you show up like this, man. You can't make a shot. You All you can do is just run around the court and use up space. Giannis can't count on you. No one can count on you. You're
He
supposed to be
said no one can count on
you're
you.
you're playoff you're playoff porters. This is what you do, and not playoff porters because you come on strong in the playoffs,
Right.
but because you disappear. Rollins, listen, I love Rollins. I think he was a little shook.
Right.
And we need, and I know that we need Kevin Porter Jr. to come off the bench, but at least he got enough speed to go north and south.
South. Yep.
I mean, Rollins keep going east and west, man. That's not doing nothing to that defense. You got to bend that defense. And so I'm watching Giannis trying his best, man. And Giannis is seeing guys ain't ready for the moment. So what is
Mm.
Giannis supposed to do? Giannis ain't going to watch the ship just go
Go
down.
down.
He's going
Right.
to feel the pressure to make something happen. And no, they can't guard him. But just imagine if they would just hit some shots, man. He probably would have went for 45
Right.
because the court would have opened up. But the court shrunk on him because they know these dudes wasn't ready, man. They were not ready. And I don't understand what Doc is thinking about over there. But you have got to look at the game and
There
you
he
have
is.
got to adjust. You just can't always wait for the game to be over. We're going to adjust between games. No, you got to make some in-house
Game.
adjustments. Torian Prince, Torian Prince, someone in their analysis said, well, Torian Prince a lot of times is not ready to shoot unless he's wide open. And today, I mean, that came to bear. He's up. I mean, he's pump faking, man.
Right.
Pump faking. Shoot the ball, man. Shoot the ball.
They
When
were
the ball
scared.
comes to you and you're open, shoot the ball. Now, Gary Trent Jr., I think he showed up. Second half, I think he played pretty well. Kevin Porter Jr., you just need him, man,
Yeah.
because Giannis don't have a running part out there, don't have anyone else that's willing to, I mean, make a difference in the game. But Kevin Porter Jr., it wasn't his best game, but he made some decent plays out there. He made some stuff out of nothing. I think that's what you need. Now listen, I know we love it when AJ Green shoot the three. I mean, when your team is depending on AJ Green, you're in trouble. When you're leaning on AJ Green, you are in trouble. And I just want to say this to Buck Nation. Don't get fooled because he is like a long range shooter. When you hit it from long range, it looks real dramatic. But see, the problem is when you're being hunted on defense too,
Mm-hmm.
most likely it's a wash.
Right.
Because they wouldn't be hunting you unless they saw an advantage. And so while he held his own, he's not taking us over the top because he's a mark on defense. Let's just call it like it
Mm.
is. He's like barbecue chicken out there for them. He don't have the height. He fights, but come on, man, he is not gifted athletically on defense. He don't have long arms. He don't,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So all I can say is it was disappointing today because the Bucks seemed like our support cast just was not ready. And for anyone to say out of their mouth that we do not need Dame, it's just not his skill set. It's the fact that he knows how to handle the bright lights. He
Mm-mm.
understands playoff basketball.
Correct.
And you need two guys that can do the heavy lifting. And maybe now the other guys have less pressure. But the other guys felt the pressure. They hit the shots. They just folded. So
Kuzma
maybe
and
Dame,
Torian Prince folded in a way I haven't seen either one of them fold all season. I mean, they completely just throw in the towel. They just threw in the towel. Like, that was crazy.
they
That's
folded like
inexcusable. That's inexcusable what they did today. It's
they
inexcusable.
they folded like the pocket square I'm gonna wear in my Easter suit. They just folded up. And Kuzma, Kuzma has got to understand this team brought me in for Chris Middleton. If I can't replace Chris Middleton's point total, I got to give something, man. I got to use what God has blessed me with, my athleticism, my ability to get downhill.
He's talking.
I've
He
got to make
prepared.
a difference. But you just wilted under the heat of the sun, man. Under the heat of the rock, you just wilted just in front of us, man. You just melted, man. Like like Frosty the Snowman on a hot summer day, man. You just melted, man. And so I'm so disappointed.
Amtrak
We could
here.
we could only go up from here. We gotta. What can we take away? Okay, we had a little comeback in the fourth quarter.
Right.
We gotta take that away. I'm telling you right now, Damon's playing in the second game. He's playing in game two.
He has
I
to.
suggest I suggested that the other day, and they have two games, 2 days between the games.
Mm-hmm.
So they need Dame. And I'm glad Dame went at it with Haliburton. I'm glad Dame got fired up. I'm glad. And I don't know if you read Dame's lips. Lord forgive me. I'm in the office here. He said, I'll be your. I mean, he said that.
Right. But he all about that boxing though. He's about that boxing. But he need to give
But
it
And
to
he
him.
told him
He
you
need
know it too.
but,
Right.
but that's good, man. That's good because we're gonna need that in the second game. I'm a pause right there, man, and let my man get
Yeah,
in on this
Amtrak.
because
Yeah, please do. Hold on 1 second, Ed. Let me get to the super chats before you get into it. King Kwame, what's good, famo? Got the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you. Doc still hasn't learned how to get the best out of Brook. You take away his minutes. That's what Bud used to do. Give Bobby, Cool, Sims those minutes. King Kwame, absolutely. Sims already showed you value in his limited minutes. Just moving his feet
sure
and getting a
did.
block. Perfect. Absolutely. Great comment. My homie Maurice was good. Appreciate the $10 super chat. And you spinning the block. Let's give credit where credit is due. Carlisle had them prepared by running us off the three, and we made no adjustments. If they're running you off the line, you drive to score or kick. We were not prepared. We were unprepared. Absolutely. 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 Oh, I keep saying, Doc, what are we doing? But it is what it is. We got to figure that out in the offseason, because Doc. But I hope now they'll make adjustments going in game two. But I agree with you, Maurice. The problem is we don't make in-game adjustments. That's the same thing that B-Shack was saying. 1 second. No strays, ENT, our favorite op. I knew you was going to come in here and kick our back in. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Happy Easter, Bucks Nation. Now get the likes up for Kuzma having the same amount of points as Chris Middleton and the Easter Bunny combined. Jesus. I Damn it, no strays. Maurice, appreciate you spinning the block with the $10 super chat. The adjustments today was to play small. If they can play Haliburton and Nemhard, we should be playing Rollins and KPJ together. We need ball handlers and playmakers against this team. Doc got embarrassed. Yeah, he got styled on. But you was just saying, Carlisle is a quality coach. Let's not be fooled. Carlisle is a quality coach, and he showed. His team came in with a game plan, and they executed flawlessly. We were out there looking like deer in headlights, literally, and we got our head beat in, period. That's it. It's on you, though, Amtrax.
All right, first things first, shout out to B-Shack for the mini sermon from the office.
Right.
All right, before I get into X's and O's, I got to say something about playground basketball. And all the hoopers in the chat, y'all know that you don't start talking stuff to the other team when you know you about to win. If you really about that life, you start talking from tip. So he broke some playground rules, especially he ain't from Milwaukee, he from Oshkosh. I don't know how they get down up there. But in the mill, if you would have, he might have got styled on.
Right, yeah, I agree.
If you start talking like you talking now, and I think that's what Dame said.
Exactly.
So I had to get that out. But so remember, last season, Indiana kind of owned us during the regular season and in the Cup. And they were saying that, the Pacers own the Bucks and all that kind of stuff. And what happened game one? Game one, I'm looking at it right now. Indiana, 109. Or no, Bucks, 109. Indiana 94. Who won that series? That's why we can't overreact to game one. So we only had one bad quarter, right? It was the second quarter.
Correct.
It was some people out there who, like y'all said, look, the year in the headlights. Tayshaun Prince, Torian Prince, he ain't really never been a starter before like this. So he got to adjust. And same with Kuz. Kuz ain't been in these deep waters with Washington at all.
Oh, right.
And then Bobby been out for 25 games. He had a good last couple games, but you can clearly see, like B-Shack said, he didn't back up his talking. So there's hope there. In the second quarter, we had a stretch, I think it was about 4 or 5 possessions, where we either came down and we shot a quick three, or we tried to get it into Brook and we got a turnover. So a quick shot like that, that's a turnover for Indiana, because their game is all transition.
Yep. Agreed.
When we had them in the half court, they didn't know what to do. They were just chucking threes. Some of them went in. Like, we kept it close until the second quarter, and we was never able to recover from that second quarter until Jr Mafia came in.
Correct.
And then Jr Mafia came in, and now you got people that can either get their own shot, or you got AJ Green out there who has gravity to pull people off of Giannis. So with that lineup, that's why we saw them cook. And this is why a couple weeks ago I was getting into it with people in the chat who were saying, oh, we don't need Dame and all this kind of stuff like that. Like, we shouldn't have needed him for this game, but you can clearly see that at least one of the things by having Dame back is that you keep somebody on the bench that is ineffective. Now, you can take your pick as to who that was today. But I expect game 2 for us to come in there and blow them out. Just because of what I saw, if you take that probably 5-minute stretch out of the second quarter, if you take that out of the game, we played bad, but we didn't play bad enough to lose. So that is the silver lining that I'm talking about. But otherwise, I agree with everybody else is saying in the chat. Go ahead and go off. Get it off y'all chest. But we got to stay even. And remember, like I said, we owned Indiana all year, just like they owned us last year. Then we came and we blew them out game 1. And then what happened the rest of the series?
That's true.
Like, I expect them to come out game 2. We had some people get their experience, like KPJ. He ain't never been in this type of a game either.
No.
So it's like I said, it's different when somebody tell you about something, or you read about something, or you see something on YouTube until you do it yourself. You got to get out there and experience it and be like, oh, okay, I get it now. So that's why I'm saying it's hope for game 2, and it's hope for the rest of the series. I know we mad. Don't jump off the cliff. Like, next game, I expect us to win this game, and then I expect us to go back to Milwaukee. And by the time we come back to Indiana, it's going to be 3-1.
Okay. I like it. What up, Dr. Smith? Appreciate you tapping
Dr.
in.
Smith.
Well, let me just say this real quick before you go. Let me just say one thing. Let me ask you a question. If we go with a lineup, the lineup with Giannis at the 5, and you run this team out on the court, just for a period of time. Offensively, Dame at the point, KPJ next to him, Trent and Giannis. Now, the other spot, who would you rather have? Kuz or BP?
No.
Bobby Portis?
No, whoever you could bring on Pat Connaughton before you tell me about.
Only because you need some sort of side.
Right. Kuz would do himself no favors today. That was terrible.
Do you trust Kuz? Do you trust Kuz or Bobby more right now? Right now, how do you feel, Kuz or Bobby?
I don't want to see Kuzma on the court again in this series. That's kind of
Bobby started playing much better in the fourth quarter. You could tell he got his sea legs. He was better in the fourth. Like, he still wasn't right, but he was much better than he was earlier in the game. But that's like that question is like, you want to be shot or stabbed?
Well, you got to figure out how to get KPJ on the court more.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm done. Hi, Dr. Smith.
Like I said, I don't know if you want me on
Oh,
today,
hey, we
but
always want you on, bro.
Hey,
Go, it's all
it's
you.
one of those days. It's one of those
Mm-hmm.
days.
So I will try and articulate this in a way that it doesn't come off like mean or personal or like I'm really jumping on. I appreciate Amtrak's giving us the perspective, and it is just one game. With that being said, I do not want to see Kyle Kuzma on the court again in this series, right? Did that man trip and fall on nothing in a playoff game? Didn't we jump up and down on Chris Middleton for doing stuff like that? Didn't Chris Middleton have like 1,000 surgeries to
Yeah.
account for like his inability to move forward? It wasn't like he was like gangly and uncoordinated. That would look crazy. Like Kyle Kuzma, what is your excuse? That's unprofessional. His offense is unprofessional at this point because you cannot convince me that that man works on his offense. The way
No, it
that he
doesn't.
looks. I could go to any
Unprofessional.
court in this city and find someone who looks better on offense than he does. You have all of those natural gifts that your mother and your father gave you, and you've done nothing with it.
Right.
So you just run up and down, bro. I don't even want to talk about it anymore, him anymore. I really don't. If it's gonna be that, then just put Ajax on the court. If you're gonna be that bad on offense, because the argument for Kyle Kuzma is that he can play defense. I didn't see that today. I do
He
see
looked
that from
shook
Ajax.
today. I saw somebody that wanted to go back to the locker room. He wanted nothing to do with what was going on that floor today. Unfortunately.
Torian Prince next. So and that's what I have to say about Torian Prince. Bobby Portis. We talking about like playground rules, Bobby, right? And all that kind of stuff, right? Let me use an analogy, right? When we were all in grade school, we were all in elementary
Mm-hmm.
school, we all knew about like this happened in every school where someone got left back maybe once or twice or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So he's like the oldest person in the class. And that's why he's the bully. Because you're bigger than everybody else and you're further along than everybody else, right? Bobby Portis could do all that against smaller guys, right? The Charlottes of the world, the Raptors of the world, the Bulls of the world. You could do it when we're in Milwaukee, right? But when you are around people your own age group, you got smacked around.
Right.
You didn't have any of that tough guy stuff. We all knew it. You're not tough, bro. If you cannot back it up when we need it, because we all have like convenient amnesia when it comes to this, when it comes to Bobby Portis, because this is not the first time that you just completely do nothing in the playoffs when we need it. How many times, man? How many times are you not going to show up? It's just like B-Sack said. You can't be counted on. You're supposed to
Mm-mm.
be like one of the people who comes out and like sets trends. You're supposed to have like that big bro energy. Who are you big broing? Nobody's scared of you. And anyway, nobody's scared of you physically. Nobody's scared of what you could do on the basketball court. No one is scared of you. Like, you're not moving the needle at all, bro. And that's a you thing. All this time we heard about like Indiana. Yes, Milwaukee has the better individual player. Indiana has the better cast. And people on the Bucks had a nerve to get an attitude about it. Well, this is where you show up now. You don't show up talking. You don't get into shenanigans on the free throw line. You go up and you give rebounds. You hit a shot. You keep your focus. There's a certain level of mental toughness and focus that you have to be able to maintain your game when the pressure is turned up and when you're on an opposing court. It's easy to do that when you're up
He
against
is
the
spitting.
Raptors and you're in Milwaukee and people are screaming Bobby, Bobby. When the minute that people scream Bobby sucks and you disappear, then you're not one of them guys. And I don't want to hear the talk from you. Kyle Kuzma, if you're going to come out and trip on absolutely nothing, then you shouldn't even be in this league. That's G League skill. And you're not one of them guys. Torian Prince, I don't want to hear about your 3-point percentage if all somebody got to do is sneeze at you and you pump fake. You're a scary basketball player, bro. And you're not one of them guys. Of all the dudes from the supporting cast who actually showed up, it was AJ Green, and we were at his hairline because he shoots like he came to play. Win, lose, or draw. excuse me, not just AJ Green, because Gary Trent was out there doing it.
Right.
And
Yep.
KPJ was out there doing it, trying it. We were looked at as bullies anytime we brought Brook Lopez up. But it was because we saw this coming. When you can play against Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic and other people who play like their feet hurt, that's when you look good. When you're actually playing against someone who can stretch or
Thank
move,
you.
you're not just bad, you get played right off the
Facts.
court. You get played right off the court.
Facts.
They got to go to you on the sideline or whatever and just to check in on you to make sure you're okay. I don't care if you're okay. Have a contingency plan. If we can see this coming from 30 games away, we saw this coming. Oh, y'all jumping up and down on Brook Lopez again or
Right.
whatever.
Right. Tell him.
And now we got to like pick him up? I mean, it's 38 years old. You don't need to pick him up. You need a contingency plan.
Hey,
What are we doing? First game of the playoffs. The same thing. Everybody else knows it's the playoffs. The Heat in a play-in game knew what the stakes were. The Warriors in a play-in game knew what the stakes were. We come up. I've never been to Indiana in my life, but apparently
I've been up there.
you've been up there. Apparently, whatever was going on off the court was more important for those guys than on the court. That I don't know what the distractions were. It's the worst thing that you could say about a team because this is not injury related. This is mental related. Our
hey,
guys look
And we just
mentally.
got to call it what it. Luckily, this
listen.
isn't a one-game elimination and it's a series.
Yeah.
We just got to chuck this up. It's a choke. We can sugarcoat it the way we want to and pick out individual players and all of that. This team choked in front of national media, in front of everyone. They choked.
Oh yeah, they're capable of much more. Than
Yeah,
what
they
Amara,
choked.
today.
Yes, sir.
Listen. I need all the generation. What's that? The new generation. That Generation Z.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need them all to go to Google or YouTube and look up Bruce Sheldon versus Mike Tyson. And I want you to look at the look in Bruce Sheldon's eyes before the fight started.
I
When
know
you
you.
when you look at the face of Bruce Sheldon, that's what you saw in the Milwaukee Bucks today. Bruce
Michael Spence.
Sheldon wanted no parts of Mike Tyson in that ring. And as soon as Mike Tyson threw air an inch from his face, he went down. That's what they remind me of today, Bruce Sheldon.
I love the boxing analogy, right? Because
Right.
for me,
Hold
it
on
was,
1 second. Let me just get to some of these super chats.
oh yeah,
Give me
yeah.
1 second. Appreciate y'all. Hold on 1 second. What up, Cynthia? Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. Amber, how long do we have to wait for Brooke to go? Just the off season. It's coming. It's coming. Don't even trip, Cynthia. You know me and you on the same team. You already know. Maurice, appreciate you spinning the block again with the $10 super chat. We had 2 starters that didn't even score, and Doc continued to play them. Kuz and Prince were looking like the corpse from the weekend at Bernie's tonight. Giannis at the point is not sustainable due to
Yeah,
fatigue. Facts. Great point.
yeah.
That's a great point. That is a great
Yeah.
point. And one more from Maurice. Appreciate you spinning the block again with $10 super chat. Bobby Buns was walking all week like he was about to get active. Dude look.
Hey, I got to tap out for a sec.
All right, appreciate you.
All right.
Let me tap
About
in.
to get-
All right, let me tap in. Pronte. It's been a minute.
about to get active. With who?
What-
With
Come
what?
on, Pronte.
Hey, what up?
Who
Hold on.
is
Let me
what?
Come on,
finish.
Pronte.
Hold on. Let me
Pronte,
finish Maurice super chat. Hold on. He said, "Dude looks spooked and afraid out there. If he was tough as he pretends to be, his crib wouldn't have got right." Okay, see, come on, fam. Shots
I
fired.
won't go personal.
Yeah,
won't
come
go
on.
personal.
Yeah, that's too far. Come on, Maurice.
That's funny, but it's true.
I won't go personal.
Yeah, but
Pronte, salute. It's been a minute. We missed you on here.
Salute,
Whatever.
right.
And all that.
Man, I'm gonna tell you that
Yes, sir.
I'm not worried.
Mm.
Y'all worried? I think that Brook Lopez was not the problem in this game. Lopez was Brook Lopez. Bobby Portis, KPJ, Rollins, TP, they were scared. Brook Lopez was just being Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez was rusty. That was it. He wasn't. He wasn't the problem. He's just rusty. We know Brook Lopez. Next game, Brook Lopez might give you 25 points. Let's be honest. We don't know what TP gonna give you. You know Bobby gonna give you nothing.
Kuzma
Playoff
gave us
Bobby.
nothing. Kuzma gave us
Kuzma,
nothing.
but Kuzma, yeah, those players that we haven't seen play like they haven't played in the playoffs. Let's be honest. Like I mean, Brook Lopez is bad. We know Brook Lopez. This is a mismatch for Brook Lopez, but Brook Lopez can score on Indiana, and he didn't score. You're not going to respect the Steelers defense for Brook Lopez, but we didn't lose because our defense. We lost because our defense in the first half, not in our second half. The scoring was terrible
It
in the
wasn't even
first
scored.
half.
We
It
couldn't
was
shoot. We shot 40%. It was a large
exactly
part of the game. We shot
so. My
12%
thing
from
is, how
three.
many days we had? Well, how many days we have off? It was a lot, and I think Brook Lopez showed rust. That's the main person that showed rust. Everybody else was okay. Brook Lopez was gonna. If Lopez is gonna get scored on against Indiana, but really Brook Lopez usually does. It scores on Indiana. Like he would have kept. If we'd have got some scoring in the first half, we'd have been in the game.
Correct. Any scoring in the first, anybody would
Any
any.
scoring besides Giannis, we'd have been in the game. Brook Lopez was rusty. I
But
bet
we,
you next game,
but
Brook
we're not gonna
Lopez.
act like Brook Lopez wasn't getting put in action and getting worked. We're
But
not
let's
gonna.
not act like Brook Lopez can't score in the playoffs.
No,
We're
he can
not gonna act
score.
like that either.
No, he can score, but
Bobby
he's giving
Portis
up a lot
cannot
defensively.
score in the playoffs. I'm not a Brook
So,
Lopez fan, but I know Brook Lopez can get 20 on Indiana easily.
well, this is then I need to see it.
See it? Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
see
I
that.
need
But
to
my
see
point,
it.
that's my point. But this is a series. This ain't a one game thing though.
Right?
Like,
No, I
That's
agree.
what I'm
of
saying.
course
That's
Indiana,
why I'm
of
not.
course
That's why I'm
Indiana
not
has
going.
the advantage. Indiana's always had the advantage in game one. Let's be honest. Like, come on now. Like, they're 4, we 5 for a reason. For a reason. Let's not pretend like we 4 and they 5. Like, they're 4, we 5. All we gotta do is still 1. Like, let's be careful about everything else. The problem, what we need to see next game is Brook Lopez score some points. Simple as
I,
that. He ain't gotta.
I
He
feel
not gonna
this.
defend no better. We know he's not gonna defend too much better. But if he gave us a couple 3-pointers that he missed, we'd have been in the first half. We'd have had some momentum. That'd have gave those young players confidence. You know what I mean? That's what we needed. We needed the vets to carry a little bit. So the young players got some confidence and got in the game. You know what I mean? Because that's what the playoffs is about. The players that let us down was Brook Lopez because he was missing in the first half. It was Bobby Portis because Bobby Portis is Bobby Portis. He doesn't show up in the playoffs. And TP. Torian Prince been in the playoffs. He ain't do nothing. Like Torian Prince didn't even know who he was holding on defense.
Oh, he
And
looked
that was a
crazy
problem.
on defense.
Like
He looked crazy.
Nimhart just got like 4 straight layups with nobody holding them. And it was supposed to be TP, I'm pretty sure. And it was like, how does that happen? Like, how do you give this dude straight line layups and you ain't even holding them? And it didn't make sense. So TP, if them dudes show up, they probably in this game. Be honest with you, because Giannis was locked in. Giannis
Mm-hmm.
gonna miss free throws. But those vets, they gotta be locked in. Those first time players, they gonna have a bad game one.
Right.
I mean, come on now. They just gonna have a bad game one. They gotta adjust to the physicality. The Bucks wasn't physical enough. Simple as that. The Bucks wasn't physical enough. Indiana's not the most physical team we gonna. If we advance to the playoff, Indiana's the least physical team we gonna play. And the Bucks was less physical than Indiana in this game. Indiana was way more physical than us, and that's because our young players didn't understand the physicality of the playoffs. KPJ didn't play good. He didn't
But
understand the physicality.
but
It,
but Prante, if you know this, don't you think Doc Rivers should have knew this? Don't you think he should have
but
known
he don't
that
play
his
though.
young
He don't
players
play.
were going to have problems? And I'm just going to say this because I know you're still rolling. That he should have anticipated that, and I should have reflected in the game plan. But I think we also have to know seeing the
Right.
activity of the Bucks. People like point guard Nimhar's the point guard, right?
Yeah. No, no.
No,
Haliburton.
no.
No, the
Halliburton's the
other
point
the
guard.
little light skinned dude, the quick dude.
Nimhart is the 2. He was playing the 2.
Okay, he was coming down. He bullied Lopez twice.
Exactly.
But that's not
Bullied him,
Lopez's
knocked him
fault.
off his
That's not
square,
Lopez's fault.
and
How did he
scored.
get to bully him
Okay,
though?
okay.
How did
But
he get
that's
to bully him?
but I'm gonna say this to give it back to you.
Nobody picked
I,
him
I
up.
just think from an analytical standpoint too, the Giannis at point guard worked well at the end of the season, but in this situation, it's too much. It's too much. They are crowding him. They are wearing him out. He a lot of his misses had to do with being fatigued. You're gonna and maybe you agree with this. You need Dame back to
Mm-hmm.
take some of the load off of him
Correct.
I
and to get
never
back to where we were
said
before.
I agree.
I didn't come on, but when in the comments I always say they do need Dame for the
Mm,
playoffs.
Okay,
I was
all right.
never believing that they didn't need Dame. That's why would you need Dame, your second best player in the playoffs? That makes no sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So my thing is not no, Giannis is fine. Giannis was rusty too. I feel like Giannis was rusty too. A lot of those things, a lot of those misses was and ones. You know what I mean? A lot
mm.
of those misses, Indiana cannot hold Giannis. A lot of those misses on layups, those were and ones. Like he was rusty, so he could have played better. You know what I mean? I feel like um the vets let the Bucks down, not the rookies. It was the vets. The vets wasn't ready to play. You understand me? Because the rookies gonna play like rookies. But the vets didn't play. The vets play like rookies, and that
Oh,
was the
no
problem.
doubt, no doubt, no doubt,
So
And
no
Tori,
so
doubt.
that
so
means you
here's
talking about Torian Prince. The
Right.
reason why the Nimbar was getting downhill on Brook Lopez because Torian Prince never picked him up. When you
Torian
gonna
Prince
hold the
was
man with the
confused
ball?
and befuddled out there. I'm not gonna hold you. He was looking
that.
crazy out there on all
Like he
fronts,
had that.
offensively and defensively. He was looking crazy.
Like if somebody would have picked him up and he wouldn't run and hit his team, it'd have been easy for Brook Lopez to stop. But nobody picked him up. Nobody was holding him the whole
But
first
see,
quarter.
here's my thing with Brook Lopez, right? And this is why people were saying that he was getting bullied. Now, certain things, yeah, I understand. You put Brook Lopez in a certain situation, I don't really know what you expect from him, right? This would be the Trey Young approach, Jalen Brunson approach. If that guy gets whomever, whomever you want to pick, like the awesome mid-range players, right? If they get past their initial point of attack defender and they sit right there in that mid-range area and shoot, then Brook Lopez is always going to look bad in that
Right.
particular area because he's just not quick enough to get up to the guy. And if you're halfway decent on offense, he's going to punish him. But Nimhard kept coming into Brook Lopez's wheelhouse and put his shoulder right through Brook Lopez.
Yeah,
Now, he's
yeah.
But that's the NBA
multiple,
though, y'all. Like any player can do that in the NBA. I've
but
seen
you
many
can't
players
even,
do that in the
no,
NBA against all type of
no,
bigs.
wait
When
a
you do
minute.
a Euro step
No,
and you
just
bump
stand
a
straight
player,
up and don't
I
when you
move.
disagree
bump a
respectfully.
player,
No,
they can't jump. That's why they bump them. That's why they bump
but
them.
respect, but
That's what
you can't,
Giannis
see, you
invented that
gotta
move.
stand firm.
He
You
said he
gotta stand
invented
firm.
that
You
move.
can't
Come
be the
on, bro.
biggest
Giannis invented
and
that,
the
man. Like
slowest
they
and not
taking Giannis.
easily
We
moved.
always talk about how Giannis doesn't have a bag. The NBA then caught on the Giannis bag, and it works. It works for smaller players too. If you bump a big man, they're gonna fly back and they can't jump. Everybody knows that. You know that when you play back, so he can't jump. But how about having somebody on him before he gets a head start? How
Yeah,
about having
that's
somebody
part of
pick
it.
him up
I'm
before half court? I'm
that's
just
part of it.
saying, nobody
That's part
picked
of it.
them
I
the
don't want to
whole first.
go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
mean,
I don't
come
want to
on,
cut you off
man.
there.
Come on, man.
What I'm
How
saying
can
is
you?
that yeah.
Go ahead, Dr.
Go ahead,
Smith.
go
Hold
ahead,
on.
go ahead.
Let Dr. Smith retort. Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
No, what I was saying was I'm not absolving any of the point of attack defense from their fault in it. But what I'm saying is I don't agree that this happens to every big man in the NBA. I know for
No,
a
Yes, it
fact
no.
does.
it does not.
Yes, it
No,
does. It absolutely does.
it
It
does not.
absolutely
It
does.
does
I,
No,
not.
I
I'm
can't
saying,
No,
watch
agree with
any other
that, man.
game.
Nah, we
I
not. I
can't agree
You,
can't.
with
I
if
that.
can't
if
do
you,
that.
He's too easily
I'm just
moved
saying,
out of the way.
if
You
if a
can't be
point
the
guard
biggest
doesn't, if
and the slowest and that easily moved. You can't. You pick one. Pick one.
He got to
Stand
pick a
Don
firm.
struggle.
This guy
Free,
gets moved right off
Zach
the court.
Edey, I just saw it a whole bunch of times. Bam at the bottom. Only person that can stop it is Bam at the bottom. And Giannis. Like
And
if a
furthermore,
point
not only
guard
was he
gets
getting
a
knocked
head
off,
start on you and they
not
do a
only was
Euro
he
step bump, they're
not
scoring.
only was he
They're
getting
scoring.
knocked off, but he kept looking at the ref like the ref was
They're
going to bail him
scoring.
out. And
Dot,
this
dot.
is the
I'm just
difference
saying,
between the
how
regular
about you
All
season.
right.
play defense on the perimeter? How about we start there? I mean, we
I'm
can't
all
just
for that.
absolve
Yeah.
our perimeter defense and then say it's Brook Lopez's fault because nobody picked him
No,
up at all. At
but
all.
please don't
Nobody picked
misunderstand.
him. All
But please
right.
don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not absolving that. I'm not absolving that. But what I'm saying is that when that happens, I can't just automatically say to myself 2 points. Like if that's all that's required, is for them to get points in the paint. It's just to get beyond your
Listen,
initial point of
Right.
attack defender. It's as if we don't have a second level of basketball or defender in the paint. Because all you have to do, based on that, is get beyond the initial defender. Of course, I want better initial point of attack defense. But when it happens, I need someone to stand firm.
Doc,
He does
Doc,
not
there
stand
was
firm.
no initial defense. That's the problem. It wasn't some, it was a little bit. Nobody held him. He drove down the court all by himself 4 times in a row. Nobody
Prate,
actually
And how
picked him
many
up.
Prate,
times
Come
in that
on,
Prate,
game?
y'all. Come on, y'all.
you
You
tripping,
can't tell
Prate,
me
you
that
tripping.
Bronte.
somebody can drive around. Come on, y'all. Like,
Prate,
come
we
on,
saw the
man.
example
Stop
in
it,
this
y'all.
game when you put
Y'all been.
Jericho Sims in the game.
I'm
The
not.
defense immediately
Yep.
stabilized soon as
Yep.
Jericho Sims
Yep.
came in the
How?
game.
How did it stabilize? They kept
They
scoring.
wasn't just running to the
They
hoop.
kept scoring. They kept
They
scoring.
were shooting
When you
threes.
took
They wasn't
Rollins
running
and
to the hoop.
when you took Rollins and Torian Prince out the game, people started playing defense on the perimeter. They weren't playing defense on the perimeter. Like, let's be honest. How can you get that deep without nobody holding you and you think you're gonna stop somebody?
Who were they
This the
putting in
NBA. This
action?
ain't
Can you at least
college
tell me who they were putting
basketball.
in action? Can you at least say that they was putting Brook in action?
They didn't put nobody in action. He was literally driving down the court and he didn't get picked up and he did a Euro step, which we know Brook Lopez ain't gonna go side to side as most big men are doing. He just finished. Like nobody was in action. Nobody picked him up.
We're gonna have
They
to
wasn't
agree to
doing a pick
disagree.
and
We're gonna
roll.
have to agree to this. We're gonna move on for
I
that. We're gonna have
mean,
to agree to
did they do a
disagree
pick and
about
roll?
Brook. Well,
I
we're
mean,
gonna see what
did
happened game
Nimhard do a
two.
pick and roll?
We're gonna see what happened game
I'm
two
just
with
saying.
Brook.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happened with
I
game
didn't see
two with
Nimrod
Brook.
do no pick and rolls. I didn't see him run no place. I saw him go the ball straight down the court with nobody holding him, and he
So
just
so
made a
Nim
layup.
so Nimhard, you say Nimhard is Giannis now. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying Nimhard got to have somebody pick him up before half court because he's a point guard. Because he's a guard. Most
So
guards
we
can
agree
score on
on
big
that.
man.
I agree on that.
Most guards
I
can
do
score on
agree
big
on that.
man if you don't stop them. They just can. This is the NBA. This ain't high school
It
basketball.
wasn't a score,
I
it's
don't agree
how
with
we
that.
score. It's
Score.
how we score.
Because nobody picked him up. Like if you a coach and nobody and your point guard doesn't pick up a point guard, you ain't gonna talk to your point guard about that.
I'm gonna talk to him, but I'm also gonna tell my big man, you better not let this dude that's
You might
half
bench
your
him. You
size
might bench him.
knock you out of
Sounds
bounds.
right. I
Make
agree.
him
Let
That's
me
what I'm
ask you
pay.
a
saying.
question.
Make
Let me
him
That's
ask
what
you a
I'm
pay.
question
saying,
then.
Ponte. This man is
Why did
getting knocked
Torian
out
Prince
of
get
bounds
benched?
and then looking at the ref to help
Why
him.
did Torian Prince
That's
get benched?
unacceptable.
Torrey Prince
Why
got
do you
benched because
think
he was
That's
doing nothing
unacceptable.
offensively, and he was doing nothing
Torian Prince got benched?
defensive.
Because he picked up nobody on defense. That's why he got benched. He didn't hold nobody on defense. If you watch the game, Torian Prince picked up nobody on
No, he
defense.
was terrible on
I,
defense. We agree. He's terrible.
we're
Then
not
why? That's
disagreeing on that.
because Torian Prince can
It's
make
like
big shots, but can
me and
he
you are not
afford to
disagreeing
not
on
play
that.
Right.
defense too?
Me and you are not disagreeing on that, right? We're not disagreeing on that. The point of attack defense was not what it should be. But where we
It was
do
not consistent.
disagree, but where we do disagree is the brother getting knocked out of bounds and that just being okay. For me,
That's
this is just
brutal,
where
but
we
that's NBA.
disagree to
That's
disagree.
Giannis.
No,
Hey, I'm just
no,
telling you, Doc.
no,
I'm
I
telling you,
can't. I'm
Doc.
sorry.
That's Giannis.
I
That's
got
Giannis.
you just
Giannis
gotta hear
created
me
that.
out.
I'm
You gotta
saying
hear
right
me out.
now,
You can't do
that's a
that.
Giannis move, bro.
Yeah,
That's a Giannis move.
he's not Giannis
But you
until he
don't have
plays
to be
Brook.
Giannis. That's the point. Y'all keep
He's
telling
not
Giannis don't have skill.
Giannis.
That is a skill.
And it doesn't
I've
happen to
seen
just
many NBA
everybody.
players use that move.
And you can't
Many
get
of them.
knocked out of bounds. This dude is getting knocked out of bounds and then looking at
I'm
the
just
ref.
gonna tell
Look,
you.
You don't
I'm
think it
gonna
would
tell
look crazy?
you.
Let me just
that
say
is
this:
not
you don't
okay
think
with
it
me.
would look crazy
That's not
if
okay with
Dame
me.
came down to,
You
like,
gotta
say
be
he was playing with Portland and did that move and knocked Giannis out of bounds? That wouldn't look crazy to
But
you?
that's Giannis though.
They,
It's
he's
only
even,
certain.
but Brook is
That's
even
my
bigger
point.
though.
You
That's what
missing
I'm
my
saying.
point. I just said only two players that can defend that is Giannis and Bam. That's it. That's it. The only two
nah,
players that can
it's
defend
not. It's not. I
a
disagree.
Euro
Yeah,
bump is
let's
Giannis and
move
Bam.
forward. Let's move forward.
Who have you
I just
seen?
We go,
disagree.
Who
yeah, we
have you
gonna
This
move
seen?
dude is
forward.
getting
We
cleared
gonna move
All
out.
right, we
forward.
can move
This
on.
dude
I
is
Happy
Yeah,
mean,
we
getting
gonna
Easter,
I
move
y'all.
think
on.
we
Happy
can.
Easter.
I don't want to keep that
All
that person.
right,
We ain't
all
gotta
right,
I
go
Big
don't want
back,
to
Shaq.
keep
but
that.
But when you don't
Hey,
have no
Absolutely sad.
perimeter
Hold on
defense, you
one
can't
second. Hold on
blame
one
Brook
second.
Lopez.
Pronte. Hold on. Go ahead, B Shaq.
Like, come on now.
listen, I'm just gonna say Happy Easter. Yeah, I got so riled about the call from the office, but I got to get ready for
All
tomorrow.
right,
Happy
appreciate
Easter, Happy Resurrection Sunday. You guys have an awesome day,
you too.
and let's just hope the Bucks can come back and tie the series. All right,
All right, appreciate you. Let me tap in,
peace.
Mr. Cool. Hold on one sec. Appreciate you, Mr. Cool. Let me tap you in, sir. Make some sense out of Mr. Cool. Please make some sense out of all of this, sir. Before you get started, hold on. Our favorite op. Appreciate you, No Strays ENT in the super chat with the 4.99. Peace to the panels. The Wyans called and said they need the Bucks to turn in those black Air Force Ones and Pusices. Y'all were talking about expeditiously.
Facts.
Yeah, you
Facts.
right. Damn, No Strays.
All of
You
that, all of that
100%.
makes us look. I don't even want to keep that point going. Like I said, Ponte, I respect your opinion, love
Yeah.
your
I
opinion.
respect your opinion, but come on now.
But we
If
just
you
gonna
don't pick up
disagree on that one.
anybody, a
Oh,
guard
we gonna
at
disagree. Hold on,
half
hold on.
court,
Yeah,
especially
We go.
on a big
we,
man.
we just gonna
Yeah,
disagree
and
on
we go.
that one. But for
Hey,
me,
we go. Hold up,
but
hold
for
up.
me, it
Yeah,
wasn't just
hold on. Let's move forward. Otherwise, we gonna keep going. Let's go to Mr.
yeah,
Cool.
because it wasn't just that.
Yeah,
It's not just that we look soft. It's that look, you got someone like a Turner, like a
right.
Myles Turner, who came down. This dude was doing step back threes and whatnot. None of our guys, except for AJ Green, could lock in and focus to hit the threes that we've been hitting all year long. Aren't we supposed to be one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the league? So you're not just soft because you're getting knocked out of bounds. You're soft because when your crowd or when the crowd is not cheering for you, all of a sudden it's too much.
My thing is
And that's
like, I'm
soft.
not worried about. I'm not worried about Brook Lopez. I'm worried about Bobby. I know what Brook Lopez can and cannot do. You see what I'm
It's
saying?
not,
I know Brook Lopez is gonna give you 20 in the playoffs at one of these games. I already
and
know
so
that.
for me, I'm not worried about Bobby because I don't have
I
any
already know that Brook
expectations for
Lopez
Bobby.
is gonna play drop defense. I know that the Bucks can play better, so I'm not really worried. The Bucks are on the road in the playoffs. This is not a regular season game. They play playoff. They play regular season playoff game basketball in the playoffs. That's all it was. Like their physicality wasn't strong enough all the way around, and they
Okay.
wasn't locked in. And that's all I'm saying.
And,
Like
and that's
Brook
my thing.
Lopez is a better.
That's my thing.
Hmm?
It wouldn't even like it got kind of competitive in the beginning of the fourth quarter and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
kind of competitive. As a Bucks fan who's been a Bucks fan for some years now, my biggest gripe is that why is it that when we lose we get slapped all the way out the bar? Like
Right.
it's not even a little bit like we get slapped all the way out the bar before
I
we
mean, I
finally
remember us getting
started to get
slapped, but
comfortable and
but
locked in.
Doc, that's what I'm saying. Calm down, because we got slapped by Brooklyn and we won that series, all the way out the bar, all the way out the bar in Brooklyn. That's what I'm saying. It happens in the playoffs. My thing is like, it's we got this series. We got more talent. Relax, because that happens in the playoffs. What happened is we played a lot of young players
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't ready for playoff physicality. And that's all it was. Like, and you saw that all the way around. You just saw it. Indiana did play no all their players played the playoffs before and they were ready. You can tell. They weren't even good. They were just physical. They weren't good. They were playoff physical. And that's what the Bucks gotta worry about because Indiana wasn't that sharp either. They were just more physical than the Bucks.
They
My
were
thing
sharp
is
enough
like,
to be up by 28 points at one point.
I'm
but
not gonna
that's
say
my
that they shot 50% and 40% from three. That's pretty sharp, bro. I mean, how much better are you gonna shoot the 51%?
28 points.
but you're missing my point. If the
28
Bucks
points.
play like they played today in regular season physicality, they're gonna also do that. My point, if the Bucks step their physicality up, they won't. They wouldn't have did that this game. The
And
Bucks
and
weren't
that
physical at all this game.
and that's my
They were
disappointment. That's my
that they just
disappointment.
weren't physical at all this game. But Lopez wasn't
They
physical.
were
Bobby
soft.
Portis wasn't physical. Giannis wasn't physical. None of the guards was physical, and they had problems with physicality. That's the problem. This is a play. They didn't step up to the playoff moment. Bobby
They were soft.
struck.
Yeah.
Bobby,
They were
I didn't
soft.
say they wasn't soft. I'm just saying it wasn't Brook Lopez's fault. It was everybody else's. Brook Lopez played like he normally plays. Everybody else was not physical
Well,
at
if you're
all.
not physical, you're soft. If you're not physical, you're soft.
Brook
If a
Lopez is
two guard
always
is
soft,
knocking
though.
you out
All
of
right, we
bounds,
got to
you're
stop the
soft.
Brook Lopez talk. Hold on, we got to stop the Brook. Let's go to Mr. Cool. Go ahead,
It
Mr. Cool.
was
Tell
just
us what
Brook
you think about
Lopez.
the game. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Cool. Go ahead. Let's chill on the Brook. Go ahead, Mr. Cool.
I'm kind of enjoying this though. Listen to these guys go back and forth.
Not just
I,
about Brook. He ain't worth that much.
But
I
it wasn't just
appreciate all the opinions, and I'm listening, trying to just figure out who's right and who's wrong. But I can take both sides and make an
Right.
argument. To be honest with you, so I see both sides' points on this. But these guys are knowledgeable basketball people, so I just enjoy listening to them. Their
Absolutely.
opinions.
So what you think about today's game, sir? Let's give us your breakdown.
It's all over for Kuzma. We can't have him start anymore. Cannot. And here's why. Because by him starting, that takes Prince out of the game. Why? Because they already is a game plan. I know if I was coaching, I'm in Indiana, I'm not letting Prince get any catch and shoot shots, period. My defense will be shaded, extended over toward him because he's the shooter. I'm going to leave Kuzma be. As long as Kuzma is the guy that cannot shoot like this and he's not even rebounding, then we just leave him be. And now that means that Prince is not going to get any open looks. Prince is only going to make open looks. You guys are correct that he shouldn't. He don't even look to shot fake and shoot. Prince just wants a wide open three, and he gonna knock a majority of them down.
Correct.
But we have to get him to that shot. If Giannis can bring that much gravity and pull, then he can't kick it to Prince because they said we're not going to let Prince be. Again, if I'm coaching the Pacers, no, we out here on him. We're going to leave Kuzma be. We're going to leave Lopez go for a while too until he makes a shot. I think that was clearly their game plan, which isn't that complicated because we don't change up anything that we do. So they came prepared, knew exactly what they had to do, and they did it, and they executed from that standpoint. We have to have another shooter on the floor with Giannis
at all
in that
times.
starting line. Now, as somewhat, not to brag, but I used to really spend a lot of time training shooters on how to shoot. And with Ryan Collins, his issue is he takes long to get a shot off. Again, if he's open, he's a pretty good shooter. But if he's going to get a rush shot, he is not going to make it. He's not going to make it. And when the defenses now are prepared for you like this, and they are a little bit more athletic than we are, he's not going to get no clean looks. We don't run enough offensive sets for screens to get people open, especially in second side action. So these guys are just catching the defense is extended on them. They're not going to make their shots. So somewhere we have to look at inserting maybe Trent Jr. into the starting lineup because these slow starts are just we can't dig them out against a good team. Yes, against the Pelicans, whoever, yeah, we can come back and still win with a slow start. You cannot get down 10, 12, 14 points against this team and think you're going to come back and dig out of this.
Correct. Correct. So boom.
And maybe Kuzma might do better coming off the bench. Who knows? He strictly cannot start anymore. He just can't. That's, to me, the biggest killer for our team right now. I agree with Prate on Lopez. He is who he is.
Right.
If we have to rely on him, we are in serious trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to give us what he gives us. And that's that. Now, I agree with that he shouldn't let guards just muscle him to that point. You got to offer more resistance than that. But he just physically can't do it. But we got young players that are in their 20s of Kuzma and Prince. What are they doing out there?
Not picking up.
On either end of the floor.
Pick up some D. I don't understand it.
I know Lopez is 37 and slow. I know that going in. But my wing guys were starting at the 3 and the 4, giving me 0 points. 2 guys who start give me 0 points.
That's unacceptable in the playoffs.
Sanity.
At any time. At any time, it's unacceptable, especially in the playoffs.
And they got experience. Prince has played on playoff teams almost every year of his career.
If you think about it, that's the difference in this game. If they give you 12 apiece, 24 points, that's not asking much. Yeah, we probably win this game.
Something.
I'm not trying to hear this.
Prince's name is brought up, we get told how good of a three-point shooter he is. Where his percentage is. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the league. I don't care if you're shooting a three-point shot and there's no one within 6 feet of you, bro. Anyone, you're in the NBA. Everyone should be able to do that. But if all somebody got to do is blink in your direction, you doing that and whatnot, then look, bro, the light is green. Drive the car, man. Like, go. Get through the intersection. Shoot the ball, man.
That was hilarious.
You're
I
supposed to be one of the
agree.
best
I
three-point shooters
agree.
on the team. Every one of them
Um,
guys came up. All of their three-point shooters showed up.
all of them.
All of them. You have people, Thomas Bryant, who's not even a three-point shooter for them, and he's showing up.
Man, there's a lot of celebrating, a lot of that arm, whatever they be doing, a little nonsense. Yeah.
But I feel
You
like
have
we
good
watched
shooters
the
over there
playoffs.
shooting better than you.
The
Get out
next
of
thing,
here,
like
man. Like,
Go ahead, Mr.
our
Cool.
coaching. The next thing is our coaching. Why do I watch them run sets and get clear, clean, open looks? We come down, we struggle just to get off a shot, period. We have to have Giannis force his way through still. Why can't we ever run a set where we get
Thank
guys
you.
open threes? I see them get constant open threes. Now, thankfully, they missed quite a few open shots. We don't even get clean looks like that. Why is that? So I got to look at my coaching staff and say, we've had 5 days to practice, and we look the exact same as we looked before. Nothing different.
yeah,
We're playing the same Pacers team that we've been playing now for 2 years. So I know it's the playoffs. I hear that. I say that, but that's just no excuse. We're playing the same guys. The basketball ain't changed. I remember the movie Hoosiers when the coach walked them out there and said, it's 15 feet. It's the same place. It's the same arena. Okay? It's the
Right.
same thing. And nothing changes. Just play. And I agree with the Nimhart thing. He just attacked us so early and so often. Early on, I was like, will somebody pick him up? And so our best two
totally.
defensive guards is coming off the bench, Porter
Correct. Gary
and
Trent.
looks like Gary Trent.
Mm-hmm.
They get out and really try to guard people. So one of those guys have to come in the starting lineup at this point. Just has to.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts.
I feel like
for
that's all I was saying, cool. If the guard would actually picked him up, he wouldn't have had an impact.
I
And
agree.
you'd have had a different start of the game. You wouldn't even see him go downhill. Nobody actually picked him up the whole way down, which is
agreed.
it's like
Mm.
malpractice in basketball on any level. You got to pick up the person with
Agreed.
the ball, and they didn't pick up the person with the ball 5 times straight. It was like who was holding the man with the ball. So I don't know why the coach didn't call a timeout and say somebody pick up the man with the ball because that's basic basketball. Because normally the man with the ball, if they got a head start, they're going to score, and that's in high school, middle school, at any level. I don't care how big they are. So that's my whole point. They put Brook Lopez in a situation where he was going to fail anyway. Nimhart
Right.
is not that good, but they made him look better when he got a downhill head start. He's not a bad, terrible player. So he gonna find a way to score on Brook Lopez. But just imagine if somebody had picked him up. He wouldn't even got there without defense on him.
Yeah,
So
it's a
that's my
confluence of
point.
factors.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
And
But
that was
confluence of
on
factors.
to
something
me.
else I want to say. In spite of all of this, there were maybe two or three open threes that we did have could have put us back in this game and flipped this
Mhm.
game.
Mm-hmm.
We just
Yeah.
Bobby Porter missed one, Green missed one, but they were open, clean looks. If those shots had failed, this
Okay.
whole game the dynamics would have changed in this game. So in spite of how terrible we were, we really had a chance even still to win this game.
That's a
So
great
I think
point.
hopefully,
the good thing I saw was they really contained Haliburton. Haliburton didn't do much
no,
at all.
No,
no.
no,
I
but
didn't
but
see
he
him do
but he
much at
was
all.
distributing though. He did have 12 assists.
But
And they were
I,
showing stats for Giannis had point rebounds and 1 assist at time. I've
Yeah.
seen that flash across the screen, different from what he has been doing. So there's something wrong where we don't have guys either making shots or getting open for their shots. There's been
they
a
weren't
breakdown
making
from what we
shots.
were doing.
They weren't
Yeah.
making anything. They weren't making anything. I mean, they missed every shot they could possibly miss. You got to make. Only person that was making shots was Gary Trent Jr. For my opinion, and
Mm-hmm.
AJ.
then it was
Mm-hmm.
AJ Green. Everybody
Yeah.
else was just missing everything. But Lopez missed. Bobby Portis was wide open so many times. It was
All
like,
right. Spoilers. So
What
Bobby's
I
I
got to
mean,
such a
admit,
disappointment.
we
I don't
agreed
know
to
too
this.
many playoff teams have they starting 3 and they're starting 4 give you 0 points in a game. That must have been a record what we did
That's
today
why
with that. I ain't never seen
that's
that.
why
Yes.
all this stuff y'all
Kuzma.
arguing about and Brooke, none of that matters. We lost because our two starters scored 0 points. There's
Right.
nothing else
Exactly.
to argue about. There's
Right.
nothing else to talk about. You
Right.
Kuzma, you scored 0. You're a starter. That's why we lost. Torian Prince, you're a starter. You scored 0 points. That's why we lost. There is nothing else to poke at. That's it.
Right.
If they even scored 10 points apiece, this game is completely different. You cannot be in the playoffs and your starters score 0 at any point in time. At any point. That is a disappointment. They need to apologize to the people ASAP. I was scared. I'm sorry. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear in the presser. That was ridiculous. Y'all grown men out there looking shook to play a sport?
I remember back when Jordan and Pippen were playing, and when they were having trouble scoring for the Bulls in their run, they always said, then we're going to shut down the other team. At least if they could say,
Play
I'm going to take
defense.
pride on the other end. If I can't score, I'm going to at least shut these guys down on the other side.
That's
They didn't
the
even
point
do
I was
that.
making.
That's the point
That's
I was
the point
making.
I was making, Mr. Cool. Right? Is if Kyle Kuzma is going to be this tragic on offense, then I need to see something on defense. That was supposed to be his redeeming quality, right? His length, his athleticism, go up and get a rebound and whatnot. Because really, at this point, we had someone like that, and then Ajax. Ajax wouldn't shoot the ball, right? But he was, and it was so bad that they were saying you're unplayable, you're out of the lineup for the crime of being a complete non-entity on offense. As good as you were on defense, if it's that bad on offense, he fell right out of the rotation. Enter Kyle Kuzma, who is this bad on offense, falling down on nothing, absolutely nothing, throwing his foot up trying to stop the play, can't stop anything defensively. If you're going to do that, then go sit down right next to Ajax and at least bring Ajax back in, because at least he'll play defense.
Correct.
Kyle Kuzma wasn't even doing that.
Correct.
I am
I'm
not
with that.
one. I am not one that likes all these analytics, but there were numbers that came out, the advanced stats that came out during the last 8 or 10 games of the season. That somebody wrote an article about it. How Kuzma's numbers, how bad the Bucks are when he's on the floor, and how much better they are when he's off the floor. Now those are from the advanced stats. I don't remember what they were, but the numbers were startling. How bad we are when he plays, and this obviously is continued right today. So at some point we have to just come. I mean, stats don't lie, right? If our
He did
numbers
nothing.
are that bad,
He did
our offensive
nothing.
rating
Oh
is
my
that
God!
bad.
Hold on! Stop!
Yeah.
Hold on! Moose, thank you for pointing that out. He played 22 minutes and did nothing. He had no rebounds, no assists, no blocks, no turnovers, but 2 personal fouls.
How tall is he? How tall is he?
6'9".
6'9",
This is
6'10",
what I
something
mean
like that.
when I say soft. So it's not just soft, and I'm not bringing Brooke Lopez back up. Like I said, we agree to disagree. This is the stuff that I mean when I say soft. When Bobby Portis, we know you don't have a ton of hops and up and acceleration, right? But at least Charles Barkley it, right? Move people out of the way in the post before so that you can get position and command more space than you do. But you don't even do that. Soft.
Yeah.
You can we look soft on so many different levels. Too soft. Torian Prince. This is what it soft means. When we can talk about how good of a three-point shooter you are at any other time, but all someone has to do is blink in your direction and you don't want to shoot. You're soft.
Right.
That's soft. Now, I will back off the volume because I don't think that it's the end of the series. I am massively disappointed that everyone is. I've seen it too much with the Bucks. It's not universal across the board, but too often it's everyone else knowing that we are in the playoffs except us. Then we get the memo, right? Then we get the memo. I would just like from this point forward, Milwaukee. I doubt you were listening to this, any of the players, because some of y'all are probably still in the shower trying to wash that game off, right? How about just for once, if you're going to be in a fight, swing first.
Yeah.
Punch first. Please.
I get it, but this is the playoffs, y'all. Like it's game one in Indiana. It's not game one in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? Like you gotta put it in perspective. Like this is a long series, y'all. Like all we need is one game in Indiana. That's it. That's it. I mean, they're gonna win one in Indiana. I
We
mean,
hope.
even if they were a
I'm
sorry
hoping.
team, they would win one in Indiana. My thing is like they're not a sorry team. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. That's the bottom line. They're not a sorry team. My thing is like to think that we were gonna win the series out Dame is kind of foolish, and to think that this team ain't ready to play is kind of foolish. They were in Eastern Conference Finals last year.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So my
I
thing
fully
is
give them
to
their
think that
props,
you're
man.
gonna blow them out at home
They
is
shouldn't have been
crazy.
blowing us out. That's my point. I fully give
But
them
they
their
could
props.
because they were in the Eastern Conference
28 points,
Finals
bro.
last year. Like they're
28
not a
points.
terrible team. If anything, they're
28
the
points.
second best team, second most experienced team, second most playoff ready team in the playoffs and on the East.
Not 28
Think about
points, bro.
yes.
Not
Think about
no,
what I'm
not 28
saying
points.
though. Where
Not
did they make
28
it
points.
last year? Were they did they get put out in the first round?
Who we talking
No,
about? We talking
Did
about
they get
last
put out in
year?
the second round?
no. Indiana
Yeah, did
got
they get put out in the second round?
Indiana made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes, man. Like this is an Eastern Conference Finals team. This is not a weak team, y'all. So let's stop pretending they are. But can
I'm
we
not
beat them?
pretending they are.
I
To me,
absolutely yes.
there's conversation
They're
for
back.
nuance.
They might be a more quality matchup than the Knicks, y'all, in Cleveland. They might be able to beat both because they got the experience. They've been tested, y'all. That's all you seen. All I saw was a team that was ready for the playoffs.
You
That's
think
it.
the Pacers are a
And
more
I saw
quality
the Bucks
opponent for us
team.
than
I saw a Bucks team. I saw one player that was ready for the playoffs, and that was Giannis. I didn't see a Bucks
That's fair.
team that was ready for the playoffs. That was the
and that
difference in
Uh,
the
and
game.
that's fair. But y'all, there's
that's
That was the
my
plenty of
point.
people in
difference.
the green room. We're gonna do round robin so I can get some
For
more
All
sure.
people up
right.
here.
Well,
Appreciate
For
you.
sure.
Let's go start with Mr. Cool, and we're gonna end with Dr. Smith. Go ahead, Mr. Cool.
Well, first of all, um, Carlisle's a better coach than Doc. That's
yeah.
just fact.
Hmm.
He's a better coach. And just by preparation in today's game, I know we got young players. I know they don't have experience, but to me, preparation matters. And for 5 days off, and played them so many times last year and this year, we know who they are. They're no different players than we've been playing. They didn't trade for somebody. They got all of a sudden new guys, and they played the exact same way they normally play. They didn't do anything different, and we still didn't seem prepared. That's kind of frustrating just to watch that. So I'm gonna say we're gonna do better and win game two. I believe we will. We'll make
Agreed.
whatever adjustments we need. I believe we will, and hopefully we'll have a better game. So
Fact.
have a nice Easter, everybody. I'm gonna check on out.
I
See you
Salute,
guys.
appreciate you, Mr. Cool. On you,
salute,
Pronte, and
salute.
then we'll go to Dr. Smith. Go ahead, Pronte.
I'm just saying this is a quality team, y'all. Like beating them at home, we got to still win at home. We got to think about this as it's the playoffs. This is not the regular season anymore. So if we get one at home, the whole series is turned. We That's just the bottom line. You know what I mean? Then we gotta defend our home. So let's go out with game two. Let's play like we're in the playoffs. And really, we just didn't make shots. Let's be
Correct.
honest. We just missed a lot of shots. We missed a lot of open shots
Sure.
too. It wasn't like they were really playing good defense. We just played bad, worse defense in the first half. But we had open shots that we should have made. All right. Their strategy to me is like foul Giannis because we can't stop him.
Correct.
That's their
Yes.
whole strategy on Giannis. That's their whole strategy on Giannis. So if all those other players would have made a couple 3 pointers in the first half, this game would have been a lot different.
I
You
agree.
know what I mean? So my thing is like, come out ready to make shots. If you make shots, you win this game. Because they have no answer for Giannis, and they just proved it. We have an answer for them. They don't have an answer for Giannis,
That's fair
and
point.
they
That
don't. And they don't have an answer for Dame if Dame come back. They don't have an answer for either one of those players. So they was just hoping that they played a strategy. They said, we're gonna foul Giannis, we can't stop him. We're just gonna close out on the shooters, hope they missed. And they missed.
right.
Now make your shots and you have a different game. Cause there's
And they're scared
Giannis
as
that they
Yeah.
cannot stop. They cannot stop him and they know it. So My thing is next game might be a lot different. I just feel like it might be a lot different. I think the Bucks young players are going to realize they're in the playoffs, and they
Agreed.
might play more physical. And they might knock, and the vets are going to knock off some of that rust because we do got some older vets. They're going to knock off some rust, and they're going to might knock down a couple threes. That's all it would have took in this game, really. But we'll see, man. I know we didn't play. We did play soft. Like we did play soft.
Mm-hmm.
We played soft for the playoffs, though, and that's the problem. The playoffs is a whole nother intensity. I didn't see no players diving on the floor for loose balls. I didn't see no players making an extra effort, a playoff effort in this game because they were in. They had because and that was part of to me. That was part of like the Bucks winning those games the way they were winning it at the end of the season, and they thought that they can do that again in the playoffs. That don't work in the playoffs.
No, I feel
You
you.
gotta get that
Appreciate you.
effort. You gotta get that effort all the way through. You know what I mean? I think this might help them realize
Yeah,
that,
this is their
and
wake
they
up
might
call.
rebound.
Yeah, they gonna
Yeah,
wake
I think
up.
it's a wake up
Yeah,
call because
yeah,
they can play better.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I'm done. I think the Bucks gonna win game two. I think they gonna win in six. They gonna
Yeah.
win in six. I believe it. Go ahead. I'm
Appreciate you.
done.
Appreciate you, Pronte. On you, Dr. Smith. Tap you out, tap somebody. Appreciate you, Pronte.
Salute,
Look.
Ponte. So yes, we absolutely respect what the Pacers can do. They're a tough team. They're not 28 points tougher. And no, I don't think that Milwaukee Bucks are a soft team, but we look soft today.
Mm-hmm.
And people are going to say that. And when you come out looking the way that you do, then people are going to say that. When your center is getting blown off the court by two guards and whatnot, and all they can do is put their shoulder in with soft. When our power forward can't get a rebound in a crowd of people because he can't command space with soft. When our three-point shooters can't hit shots. And then
Mm-hmm.
everyone on that team was hitting shots with soft. What are we going to do about it? Because I'm tired of looking at a team that comes to the playoffs and we always have to have a welcome to the playoffs moment. Why can't we welcome them to the playoffs?
Facts.
Why it has to be us that has to be welcomed to the playoffs? Why do we always have to get blood smacked in our mouths before we actually start swinging? Who goes into a fight like this?
Right.
Who goes into to meet your opponent in the middle of the ring like this? Don't talk if you're not going to back it up. Don't sit there and guard yipping and all the rest of that. But when the game actually matters, you can't be anywhere to be found. Everyone and their mother knew that it was going to be Giannis going off for a whole bunch of points, and then someone had to step up.
Right.
And everyone knew it, just like the supporting players did. And that was just too much for them. So everyone needs to go home right now and really look at themselves in the
Mm-hmm.
mirror. Because Giannis is going to need more help than he got. From the
Facts.
senior personnel to the junior personnel, from the coaches, from all involved. He's going to need more help than he got. I still think that Milwaukee can win this series. I do. But we are going to have to see something night and day different than what we saw today.
Facts.
Disappointing today. I'm not disheartened. We're not out of it. But once again, we have a team that had to get slapped first. Let's see how they respond. Swing back. Fight back, Milwaukee.
If they don't
Damn
read the
it, man.
bulletin
Fight back.
board over there on Cobra Kai, strike first, strike fast, strike hard, and that can come with that type of energy. I don't know if y'all know about Cobra Kai, but they got that on the bulletin board. You got to hit somebody in the mouth first. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much of this that we're always in a point of we got to be a reactive situation. You know what I'm saying? We're always in a reactive situation. That's
Right.
just what make it whack. Appreciate you tapping in, Malalondo. Appreciate you tapping in, Scales. Dr. Smith, appreciate you tapping in, sir.
That's
All
my
right,
time.
all right.
Y'all
What's going on, guys?
Appreciate you, appreciate you. Tap in Amtrak. Hold on 1 second. All right, we got Amtrak. We gonna start with Monolondo. We gonna go to the homie Scales, and we go to Amtrak. Monolondo, it's on you.
Salute, guys. You guys hit the nail on the coffin, guys. Especially, I think Dr. Smith and Prante
Mm,
made some good points. Everybody sees what we're seeing, you know. We're not what do you call it? The thing about us though is we see it as in a perspective of a Bucks fan. We don't see it as a perspective of an analyst fan or like an analyst of basketball. The things I analyzed is I have 7 points that I have right here. I'm gonna read them out.
Go ahead.
I can't remember everything, so I was listening to, you guys hit some of my points, but some of the stuff I have to say. So one, I'm just gonna go down the list. I'm not gonna stop. Why does Doc continue to start Book and TP? They can't move their feet at all. That's one. Why
Hey, that's an
do we
absolute
always
fact, though. Absolute fact. Go ahead, Madalado.
Yeah, man, like, and there's another point where it's like, why do we always get a washed ex-Laker player? Brooke, Malik Beasley, Kuz, Torian Prince. Why we always get those guys? Maybe there's a reason why they threw them away. They don't show up in the playoffs, probably. That's probably why. Anyways, Brooke actually shows up, but it's just he just can't move. He can't move. Like,
All right,
every
fact.
time they see Brooke, it's like, oh, cookies and cream, man. This guy, cookies and milk. I don't care if he's 7 foot tall. He's soft. I'm telling you, I've been telling everybody, Brooke is soft. He can't move his feet. He tries to play physical. He can't even box out a guard 6'4". Get out of here, man. Almost 300 pounds and he can't box out a 6'4". He looks like Zach Edey out there. Anyways, we look scared as soon as we have 1 inch of pressure on us. That's why Rick Carlisle is smart. Rick Carlisle is smart. He knows how to play us. He's been playing us for a while now, and all he needs to do is get someone to pick up the guard up full court. You don't even have to cover them. You just have to be around the vicinity, go up maybe like 30 feet out or like 20 feet out, and then when they see that guard, they're like, "Oh crap, I gotta get past that guard." And then once you know what they do, the big always stunts. They get scared. You know what stunting is? The big pretends to come at them, and he backs up and guards back to the paint. But you know what they do? They bring their bigs up. Excuse me. They bring their bigs up. They know Brook can't roll. He's a pick and popper. He doesn't roll hard. He's not a hard roller. You know who's a hard roller? Giannis. But he rarely gets someone pass the ball to him like that. And when they pass him the ball like that, they pass. You can't pass the ball like to a bounce pass. You gotta pass them in the air.
Right.
You know what
Facts.
I'm saying?
And that's
Especially if
why we
there's
get,
guards
speaking
around.
of that, but that's why we get a lot of turnovers with Brook, is because they be trying to pass it to him in his chest and not up, and Brook can't, his body
not
doesn't
catching
just
that.
move. Yeah, he's not going to be able to move fast enough to do something like that. That's basic basketball, though. I don't. Go ahead, monologue.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
I just have 4 more points and
No,
I'm
go
pretty
ahead.
much done. This game looks like the Mavs games from and the Grizzlies game yesterday, where AD went for 40, and the rest of the team was disgusting.
Right, facts. Great point.
Oh my god, that was just a play-in. That wasn't even a playoff game.
Right.
But anyways, they have 3 more points. This game was all because we didn't hit threes, to be honest. Like,
Hold on one
we had
second.
open looks.
Hey, Tish, 100%. We just need a little straightening. Absolutely. Shout out to the Migo. Hey, Scam, that's right on time. He said needs some straightening. Facts. Shout out to Tish. Go ahead, Monologue. I had to make sure I got that one out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. It's like we can't play like amazing defense, but what we could do is hit the passing lanes. We can contest and they miss, but we can't really get blocks like that because the way they run their offense, they like the thing they like to do a lot is pick and pop. It's so simple. Like, the only offense they're running is pick and pop, and you can't defend that. One thing that Doc adjusted though was a good adjustment, I would say. But the rest of the game was horrible. I'm not giving Doc any props, but this prop I'll give. He ran a 2-3 zone and a 3 zone, right? That kind of got us back in the game, and then helped us get some shots because they were getting out of their rhythm. They were getting a lot of rhythm because. Oh, sorry. Scales was saying something.
Go ahead, Scale. Hold on, Scales. Hold on. Let me fix the audio. Hold on, audio. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Scales. No, you go ahead, Scales.
He waits too late to go to the 2-3 zone, bro.
That's
He
what I'm
waits
saying. You
entirely
know
too
this
late.
team.
Like, he did it even
This
in
guy
this
Doc,
little run
man.
that we went on at the end of the year. When we would get down against teams, that's when he wanted to pull the 2-3 zone out. And then Gary Trent and them got to shoot us back in the game and play this amazing defense. And Kevin Porter Jr. got to have these Herculean efforts for us to beat the Pelicans. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mean to cut you off, but I've just been bothered by Doc with that because our
That's
defense
what I'm
is so
saying.
weird that you should have went into the 2-3 early to take away their jump shooting, because that's what the zone does. It stops the crazy 3-ball shooting that
Right.
people do to us. Is when our best defense against the 3 is our zone.
That's
Our
it.
man defensive coverage against the 3 is probably the worst in the NBA.
Oh,
But in the
Yeah.
zone,
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
in the zone we actually defend
Horrible one
the
on
3
man-to-man
very well.
defense.
Go ahead, Orlando. My fault.
Yeah, man. The only scheme that works for us, which is sad because no one runs 2-3 zones. Everybody can shoot in the NBA. Nobody does that. The reason why we run 2-3 zone is because we can't move our feet. We
Correct.
can't get past screens. All they need to do is one screen and it's over, and they pick and pop. There's an open man in the corner, there's an open man in the wing, or there's a guy rolling, or some guy cutting backdoor. Like, it's so simple to break us down. It's just like it's like we're not Pacers are not the only team that knows this. Like every team I think knows this. Like a smart team like the Pacers, the Knicks, Thibodeau. Thibodeau knows Doc, man.
Mm-hmm.
He knows Doc. He worked with Doc. What's his name? Carlisle worked with Doc. What's his name? Even Malone worked with Doc. No, wasn't he on that Boston squad?
Doc is just a disappointment
They're
right
like,
now.
I know Doc. Doc is barbecue chicken because they're like, I
Mm-hmm.
worked with Doc. This is the schemes he runs. I'm better than him. I can do better than him, and they do, and it's not wrong.
Hold on 1 second, Madalana. Hold on. Then we will go to scales. Hold on. Hey, Milwaukee Black, appreciate the $10 super chat. Jalen Rose on NBA TV ripped the Bucks. A, 2 starters, 0 first half. B, Giannis bringing the ball down. C, drop coverage won't work on athletes. Jalen said switch the Bucks closing team. Hold on 1 second. Great points here. Damn. You went in, Milwaukee Black. Drop coverage. Jalen said switch the Bucks closing team with starters, bench, Kuz, and TP. Perfect. I'm
Yes,
not mad at any of that. That's 100% right. Shout out to Milwaukee Black,
bench
bro. Appreciate the
bench
super
Bobby.
chat.
No, sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. This
No,
is my
no.
last point. If we're gonna start off the game, which we're not really good at starting off games like with a good pace, we always have to come from behind all the time. So I don't like that. So the reason why we always start like that is because the guys are playing like lackadaisical.
Mm,
They're contesting like, oh, I'm gonna pretend to contest. Oh, I'm gonna pretend to close out. Oh, I'm gonna pretend to go over the screen. And then after like maybe 5 minutes of us losing by like 10 points, then they're like, you know what? Let's pick up the pace. Why? Why do we have to do that? Why can't we just go guns blazing like the Pacers did? All they did is came in and they say, no, I'm not gonna let these guys have any breathing room. They went straight from wire to wire, and killed us. They
right.
didn't change their pace. They didn't change their
Facts.
intensity. They didn't say, you know what, we need to pick up the pace. No, all they did was, we're going to execute our game plan, and I don't care what you do. We're going to continue doing it. And they did it.
Facts.
And why do we have to be on the defensive end where we have to adjust to what they do? You know what I'm saying? Why do we have to adjust to their schemes? We're supposed to be the better team, are we?
Facts.
If we can't, if we're the ones on the defensive end every time, we're not the better team. Let's be honest. That's what I'm done, by the way.
Hey, Monalando, salute. So on you, Scales. Hey, Monalando's
Hey,
over there spin. Get the likes up. Go
hey,
ahead.
Malando just kicked the knowledge on these
Right.
people one
Right.
time. he just gave the cold hard facts.
Facts. Right.
Yeah,
I
man.
agree with well, shout out to the chat.
Right.
My fault. First of all, coming in, I seen people was calling for me, so I
Right.
pulled up. I was gonna
Absolutely.
sit this one out, but they be calling me out, so
Yeah,
I pull up
absolutely.
when
Come on,
they
pop
call
on
me
in,
out. I
bro.
ain't tripping. Shout out to the brother Amtrax who's
Right.
happening, man. But I agree with Jalen Rose. I agree with every point that Lando just made. First of
Mm-hmm.
all, I agree with Jalen Rose. I agree with Mr. Cool. I agree with Dr. Smith, and I agree with Pronte to the point. Just Pronte is really talking basketball X and O. Where I coach middle school basketball, and if I teach my kids to pick up the man with the ball,
Mm-hmm.
don't matter if it's your man or not. If somebody's open with the ball, somebody has to defend the person with the
Right.
ball. So I understood Pronte's point with that. If somebody picks up Nimhard at the point of attack, he doesn't even make it to Brook Lopez
Right.
to bully him on a layup. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But he builds up enough head of steam that any athletic guard or player in the NBA can do that once they get to the rim. Giannis and freak
Mhm.
of nature defenders can stop that, but the average defender is going to get scored on
True.
in that position. So that's just a here nor there with that. My thing is the second unit. I agree with the unit that's closing the games for the Bucks is the unit that should start the game for the Bucks. I know we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to start Kevin Porter Jr. for some reason. Y'all know I'm high on him. I don't know why people don't want to start him, but I don't think we have the bench or the roster to be slow rolling our power players in, if that makes
Yeah, no, I
sense.
know what you
Like
said.
I
Yeah,
don't think we have the
yeah.
luxury to be like, yeah, I'm gonna sit on dude that can go off for 21 and a quarter, a few more minutes, and let this guy run around and get 0-0-0. Give me a Tony Snell night. I don't know if we don't got room for those games. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
we don't. I watched, to Malando's point, I'm a huge John Morant fan, right? So I watched the play-in game. From the tip, them boys was running. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Whatever their coach said to them before that game is, you're faster than Dallas. That's all I know. So just outrun them. Their bigs was running. Zach Edey was running. Their 7-footer was running up last night. He doesn't even run like that. I watch Memphis a lot. He was running yesterday. Want to know why? Because their season was on the line. Also, I watched the Miami game. This goes to coaching with Doc Rivers and me, right? Davion Mitchell been in and out of the lineup in Miami. They've been toying around with him as a guard. He knew once Trey got to chirping at that boy that he got something in here that was going to turn him up on Trey yesterday. And that's exactly what he did. The kid scored 15 points. He hit 5 threes.
Right.
Defended Trey, talked to Trey, got in Trey's face, chest bumped him, all that. Him and Tyler Hero closed out the game and beat the Hawks.
Yeah, he hit a dagger in
That's
Trey's face.
coaching. That's knowing when to turn this guy on and when to turn him off. In Vegas, somebody said, let Andre Jackson guard Shai Gilgeous. He can't stop Shai Gilgeous, but at least he'll get in his way, and he's got 6 fouls to use to get in his way. We beat them in Vegas. We haven't used Andre Jackson against no explosive guards since Vegas, bro. Like, I don't know what else you want to do. You think Taurean Prince can guard Haliburton for 6 games, 7 games? You're insane. I don't think Tyrese is the man like that.
Right.
But he's better than Taurean Prince guarding him for 7 games. Now, Andre might not give us nothing on offense. Fine. I don't need nothing on offense. I need you to get on dudes' nerves the entire time that you're on the court.
Correct.
I watched Golden State the other night. Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, Gary Payton Jr., Kevon Looney. All they do is get on people's nerves, bro. They don't even play that good defense. They just get on your nerves.
Right.
They don't allow you to do what you want to do out there, bro. You're just not going to do what you want to do.
Fact.
If this is what your game plan is, I'm taking away something.
And that's what we never do. We never take away anything.
We don't do that. We don't do that at all. That's not our moniker. That's not how we roll.
Right.
And I don't know. It's people like, it's just game 1 of the playoffs. I believe you perform what the intensity is what the intensity. We waited 82 games to get here. Not for you to take the 83rd game and be like, oh, we want to see what the Pacers are going to do. No, you do what you going to do. What are you waiting to see what the Pacers going to do? You know what they're about to do. They're trying to win.
A fact.
Idiot. That's what everybody who's in this tournament is trying to do, whether they're the 8th seed or the 1 seed. They want to win.
Spitting.
We want to see what they're going to do. They do the same thing all the time. They run pick and pop, and they rip and run, bro.
That's
what do you
literally
mean? They do the same thing. Benedict Mathurin's going to come off the bench and shoot the whole time he's in the game.
Correct.
TJ McConnell's going to do that Steve Nash dribble. Like, they do the same thing, bro. We've been seeing the same team do the same stuff for 3 years against us.
What does that say about our coaches, our complete coaching staff, not just Doc? I think sometimes we give Doc a lot of flack, as he should, but we got an all-star coaching staff that's behind him too. So they all got to be held accountable for us not being prepared.
If you have 2 starters that give you 0 points, are you going to make an adjustment next game, or are you going to roll that same group out there game 2? That's what I'm saying. I don't think Taurean Prince and Kuzma are locks as starters. They should be looking over their shoulder and feel like their job and their spot could be taken at any moment. Right. Also, you might need to start Gary Trent Jr. because our offense starts too stagnant.
Right.
And you know I've been saying that all season, bro.
Right.
I don't watch a lot of teams, playing teams, a lot of teams. We take too long to get into our sets, and we don't get enough shots up, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's a big problem.
That's how you down 28 to the Pacers. The Pacers? Like, come on, man. Like, I'm just being honest here, bro. Like, I'm not the Pacers, bro.
Right.
Like,
I feel you. Right, the pace. Right. It shouldn't have went down like that. It just shouldn't have. I wasn't expecting these cats to get stage fright like that. I just wasn't expecting them to get stage fright. You know,
but guess
it was
who
like
didn't look scared to me? The second unit guys. They didn't
Right.
look scared. Sims didn't
That's
look
our
scared. None of
weapon, but
those
that's
dudes
goes
look
to your
scared to
point
me at
though.
all.
Our Junior Mafia is the weapon. Don't wait to use it. If you got a nuke, somebody talking crazy, obliterate them. Press the damn button. What are you waiting for? Damn, Doc, you old and stupid at the same
Thank you.
time. How? How are you old
I have,
and stupid? You supposed to be smart by default the older you get. Damn, man. Buckner, all y'all Hey, what are y'all doing? What are y'all really doing, bro? They should have been, hey, Doc, hey, we not getting nothing from Torian right now. He been in the game 10 minutes. He ain't scored. Kuzma been in the game 10 minutes. Let's let them chill. Let's bring in the bench. We at least know they're active. And the reason, let me drop something else here. The reason that the bench is because they're looking over their shoulder because they know their minutes can get took if one of the other bench players plays better. That's why they're always active because their minutes matter. Whatever they do on the floor matters. Each game matters how they perform because that's how the minutes are distributed. There is no accountability in the starting lineup, and that's the problem. Them dudes, Junior Mafia, them is bulldogs. Hey, let me in the game. Let me in the game. I'm going to show you I need some minutes. That's the energy they bring. You don't see that energy from nobody in the starting lineup outside of 34. That's it. Period. And that's the problem. If they don't want to hoop, cool. Put them on the bench. You don't need to wait 20 minutes to get that through your head. For the first 5-10 minutes to let you know exactly what you need to know. We say that all the time on here. When you watch the Bucks game, you know exactly what you need to know in the first 10 minutes. Then you strategize from there forward. And we're just not doing that. And Doc shouldn't be getting out-coached by every coach we go against. He shouldn't be out-coached. Not at 10 million, bro. 10 million?
It's not even out-coached. He's getting obliterated. He's getting demolished by
Right.
these guys. Like, it's not even just getting out-coached. He's getting embarrassed. And like I said, it's not even just watching him head-to-head against other coaches. It's watching other coaches in execution moments. You get what I'm saying? Like, Memphis coach just got there. I mean, he's been an assistant this whole time, but he just took the reins.
Right.
And when they interviewed Jai after the game, he said the coach told us to let our hair down, man, and run until the clock says 0, man.
Makes sense.
He didn't care what the score was. He told us to run the entire time. Come on, man. That's a game plan. If I ain't got nothing else, throw the book out the window. Hey, man, just outrun these dudes all night, man. If we lose, we lose. At least you went down running and gunning, man. That's what I'm saying. Today we got down 28 to a team that's not even offensively explosive. To me, not like that because they don't even have a 23-point score on their team.
Correct.
So that's what I'm trying to. How are you down 28 points to them? They don't have sharp shooters, and you get what I'm saying? They're not like that, bro.
They're very
we helped
athletic.
them. That's how we got down 28.
Yeah, we helped them, right. Not hitting shots, long rebounds, leading to fast breaks.
We helped them.
Yeah.
Myles Turner looking at Brook Lopez like, oh, I got a garbage can in front of me.
Right.
It's easy. I got a cone in front of me.
Speaking of that, one second, Scales. Hold on 1 second. Speaking of your point, King Kwame, appreciate the 199 super chat. Brook makes his team soft. Teams lick their fingers when they see Brook. Facts. That right to your point. Right. Shout out to King Kwame. It's very obvious if you're paying attention. It's obvious.
All this talk about him being a defensive anchor. Your defensive anchor is supposed to be tough. I'm supposed to, by the time they get to me, you supposed to be scared to try to finish that layup, bro.
We need more Sims. We need more Sims. It's just period. Brook want to start for whatever reason. They need him to start cool. But after the first 5 or 6 minutes, you got to put Sims can just move his feet. He looks so much better. He looks so much better.
Really.
Man, our defense stabilized when he was in there. It wasn't looking as crazy because he was moving. He was active. The drop coverage is going to lead to more L's than W's. Not in the playoff. The drop coverage leads to open threes. Easy work.
Drop coverage works against teams that can't really shoot. And we're in an NBA where everybody can shoot. So why are we still even using drop coverage for real? Ain't that kind of prehistoric in 2025 basketball? NBA basketball, where all 15 guys on the roster can shoot threes. We just saw Pete Nance hit 8 threes off our bench the other night with a wacky form and all that. Want to know why? Because that's all dudes work on.
Right.
Amara, you've been at Bucks games after they close. You see Gary Trent come out there with his daddy, shoot jumpers all night. That's all people do in the league now, bro. Because everybody has to be able to shoot. So if you're running drop, That means the shooters are going to be open, right? What are, like,
100%.
come on, bro. Who are you stopping attacking the rim? They're not even going to the rim. So what are you stopping with the drop coverage? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm
Because
lost
it's
right
lazy
now. Like,
defense. You can't.
honestly, I'm lost because I'm with Mr. Cool. I don't think there's no game planning or preparation. We had
Mm-hmm.
5 days off to face a team that you played 5 times this year already, and that you played like 22 times in the last 3 years. So I don't know. And then what I'm saying, our superstar, like, I feel so bad for him sometimes
Right.
because, bro, like, if I'm on the floor and I only got 1 dime and I've been averaging 11
What
in
is that
over the
telling you?
last month and I got 1 going into the 4th, that means you didn't put the right people on the floor with me. Because, like, if Prince and Kuzma weren't hitting, they should have came off the floor faster for guys who can make shots. Then my assist totals would have went up. Like, so I be feeling bad for our superstars sometimes, man. Like,
Facts.
and he can't decide on who gets in and out the game. That's not his job.
Right.
He's working with what's on the floor with him. He's making the right read. You know what I mean? That's even as a quarterback. If you making the right read and you throwing it to receivers and they dropping the ball, that's not really on you. That's on the personnel that the coach is putting on the floor. I mean, on the field or on the floor. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
I just think that I'm like I told you, my problem has been Doc. I called it before the playoffs that Doc was going to be our problem. It reared its ugly head in game 1
ASAP.
already.
ASAP. Right away.
You know what I mean? It wasted no time. You saw it right away. I don't know how many morning games we have because we always look stinky in the morning. Whenever we have the first game on a Sunday or Saturday morning, we always look stinky on national television in the morning. So I don't know how many more of those we got. Dame has to play.
Yeah.
I don't care if Dame gives me 22 minutes. Dame has to be a presence because that's what made Tyrese want to argue with him because Cats is still intimidated by Dame even when he's in street clothes. He's Damian Lillard at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
So Dame has to play next game. If you got to monitor his minutes, you know what I'm saying, make sure he's good, whatever. He has to suit up and be out there. You know what I mean?
Even as a decoy. Because, like, Amtrak's be saying he got that gravity. You know he there. You sense it, you feel it, and you gotta respect it.
He gotta play. And I can tell from his attitude and the way he looking, he wants to play. Like, I could just tell by his dead stares in the camera and how he was looking at the game, he want to play. Because he know Indiana shouldn't be handling us rough. Now, if we lose to Indiana, a fight is a fight, man. A beatdown is a beatdown. You know how we grew up, bro. You win some,
you lose some, right?
But you don't go out like this. That's to the Pacers. This ain't the Celtics or the Cavs or nobody like that, bro. This is the Pacers. They backed into the playoffs just like we did, bro. They not like that either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being honest, bro. They not like that, bro. They not. Their leader is Tyrese Haliburton. That should tell it all to you. I mean, shout out to the kid. He from the home state or whatever. You know what I mean? But come on, man. That's their leader. Every analyst, every news. I'm talking about. I watched podcasts. People. I watched NBA TV. I watched TNT. I watched ESPN leading up to these playoffs. We got the better player.
All right.
At the end of the day, we got the better player. So if 1 or 2 people step up and help this guy, like Jalen Rose said, this series is a sweep.
Facts. I agree.
It's a sweep. So maybe if you get Kevin Porter on the floor faster, he might have a 30-point night. You get what I'm saying? Instead of sitting on him and seeing what Taurean Prince finna do. You know what Taurean Prince finna do.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? The only wild card is Kuzma, and I wouldn't be rolling the dice on my playoffs with Kuzma right now. During the regular season, you can take those chances. In the playoffs, you can't be rolling the dice on what Kuzma gonna do.
Right. I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
You know Gary Trent's a dog. You know KPJ. Dog. You
Facts.
don't know if
100%.
Kuzma's a dog for real.
100%.
You know? So,
100%.
You got to play your dogs, man. I don't mean to talk too much.
No,
man,
that's all good. No, hold on 1
second.
second, Scales. We'll go to Amtrak's. Yeah, go ahead. It's on you, Amtrak.
No, y'all already made the points about some of the starters looking like bench guys today. I mean, the only thing, they say bench players, they game don't travel. So hopefully they'll show up game 2, and then back home, we know they'll be there in game 3 and 4. But,
right.
I mean, it is what it is. I just got some questions for Monalando, Scales, and then the folks in the chat. Like these last maybe 5-6 games, we saw point guard Giannis. We didn't really see it today. Did we overcoach? Because when we did run it, we got out of it quick. and it didn't seem to me like Indiana did anything to take us out of it. We just didn't do it.
That's a good point.
So like, what do y'all think? Like, what happened?
I'm with you.
Because
I
I
think
think
the
they,
they panicked. Couple shots weren't falling, and they started panicking, bro. Instead of staying with what they know. That's what
yeah,
got us
like
here. With no
for
Dame,
sure.
point guard Giannis got us here.
Like I was telling my man Sean Indy in the chat, I was like, we didn't play like how we have been playing.
Correct.
Indiana did, and that's why they won. So it's like, did we make too many adjustments? You know what I mean? Maybe we should have just kept it simple, because I didn't see a lot of stuff that we have been seeing these past few games. And I know we play some bottom feeders and everything like that. But even if you go before that, we did a whole bunch of stuff that we don't normally do. And I was shocked to see Prince and Kuz not show up.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, that was crazy.
They've been here all year. So it's like, I mean, the only thing that's good about this is like we can't play no worse.
Correct. It's only up from here.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that the reason, and I saw Doc say this though in a press conference, he said the reason that he don't put KPJ out there in the starting lineup is because he feels like without Dame, he has to keep either Giannis or KPJ on the court at all times. So if you got them out there at the same time, then there has to be a point where neither one of them is out there, and then we know what happens. Then you got to go to Brooke or Bobby. So that's why he does that. And then, like I said earlier, I said having Dame back, just him being back means somebody else has to go to the bench.
Right.
So, I mean, you got that there. But I'm just saying, from an X's and O's perspective, I don't feel like Indiana bombed on us as much as we had some shook performers today. Because we
had our worst shooting performance of the month by far. You know 40%. It was our worst shooting performance of the month by far.
Yeah.
By far.
And like I said, I'm not in the huddle or whatnot, but it's like we didn't do point guard Giannis. It's like, did he not want to do it, or was he anticipating pressure? It's like, at the same time, it's like, did we overcoach? Did we not coach enough? It's like, I don't know what's going on. So I got to watch the press conferences and everything like that. But I just wanted to put that out there to y'all. Like, what happened?
I think, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off there, but I think I have to answer for that. From what I analyzed, to be honest, it's because Giannis plays more freely when he has the ball in his hand. So they try to put guards in this game to like facilitate a little bit. Then at the end of the game, not the end, but there was points where Giannis had to take over because it was stagnant. He couldn't pass the ball to anybody, and when he did, they missed. So it's like, you know what? Do I trust this guy to make the next shot? We need a bucket. I'm gonna go get myself an easy bucket. I'm gonna go to the line. I'm gonna help my team get them get ahead a little bit. We played like a very scared team, to be honest. Like we don't miss like this. I looked at stats. We've been one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA for a very long time now. It's not only this year. We're always very accurate with the threes. We used to be known for the 3-pointer actually, but I don't think we're gonna play like this again.
Absolutely.
I don't want to jinx it, but I don't think anyone's gonna have an amazing performance like they had, where they couldn't even miss a shot, whether you contest it or not.
And to Amtrak's point, that's
if you
what I
flip
think
that,
it is that to Amtrak's point, I think that's what it is that we didn't do what we normally do today, but Indiana didn't do nothing different to take us out of our game.
Right. Try to get too cute.
The anomaly and the confusion of what we watched today is like, what just happened? Because it's not like they did anything to take us out of our 1-2 punch that we usually do. You know what I mean? I thought Giannis was aggressive when he needed to be aggressive, and I thought he was passive. He played, like I said, I don't really have any critiques on him today besides maybe the free throw line, and that's every game with him. So other than that, he was perfect. Defensively, he did what he does. To me, cats weren't making shots, and deer in headlights, scared of the big moment, but this wasn't the NBA championship. This was game 1 of the playoffs against the Indiana Pacers. Like I'm just like, because we're gonna have bigger moments than this, is what I'm saying. If we get deeper in the playoffs, so you're gonna be scared.
Right.
Game 3 in Cleveland, like game 1 in Cleveland. I'm confused here. Like, it's the playoffs. You're supposed to come to play now. Like, the lights are bright now. Is Brook playable in this series? Like, it's
Correct.
just things that you got to look at. Maybe Brook
He's
doesn't
not
play and you
playing.
play Andre Jackson Jr. Like that might be just what you have to do right now in this series to compete against a team that's built the way that the Pacers are. They have one big. One.
Correct.
I have a
Correct.
Siakam
I
and
have a point to.
Obi Toppin aren't bigs. They're wing players
Right. I
that are
agree.
playing the 4 on this lineup, but they're really threes. You get what I'm saying? They're
Yeah,
like
Right.
Kyle Kuzma. They're really wing players. They're not post players. They have one big, and even their big, he plays on the perimeter as much as our big does.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Hold on
Myles
one
Turner
second.
don't go in the post.
Hold on one
So
second. I
that's
get
what
the
I'm
boy
saying.
mommy super chat. What up, boy mommy? Appreciate the
Boy, shut out, boy,
4.99
mommy.
Yeah, shout out. Appreciate the 4.99 super chat. Our starters shouldn't be comfortable. They should be fighting for minutes. That I think Junior Mafia earned in April makes no sense. Facts.
Agreed.
Facts. Salute. Salute. Hey, well said. Well said, boy mommy. 100%
hey,
on point.
Amtrex. I wanted to add one thing, to be honest. We have very, very bad offensive power. Like, not offensive power, but we have a very bad start in the first quarter. Doc should have realized this a long time ago and
Long time ago.
stop trying to play guys because of their contracts. Oh, Brook has a contract. This guy just got signed today, or he's a two-way. We're not. I know it's not a. It's, just because
All
their
right.
name, the back of their name says Brook Lopez, that means you have to start him. You don't have to start him. If you're having horrible drop coverage defense in the beginning of the game, these guys are coming gun blazing and hunting you down. Why are you starting him? You don't have to
Yeah,
start the
he
guy
does
because
lean
of
on
his
pace.
name, his
Yeah.
contract, and what he can do. You got to start the guy because what we can exploit on the other team. They've been exploiting us the whole time. Every team exploits us because they're like, oh look, Brooks starting today, perfect. I'm gonna run that same drop coverage.
He said,
I'm gonna run that same
it's
thing. And
crazy.
the Pacers are not amazing. The only offense they have is a freaking pick and pop.
Right.
Haliburton, all he knows how to do is that behind the back pass because all he did is to create a little bit of space and the guy gets doubled and then he just passes it out wide open. And if that guy gets closed out on, there's a guy right next to him. It's so simple, but
Mm-hmm.
people get demoralized as soon as one guy misses his rotation. For example, Brook Lopez doesn't want to leave the paint, right? Now, as a wing or a guard, as for me, I have to go and guard his man when he's going to shoot the three because all of them are running 5 out. And Brook Lopez is guarding nobody in the paint. And now there's another guy open. They're just going to be like, oh, I thought you were going to take him. I'm just going to stand right here,
Right.
wait for the rebound. It's a practice shot at that point.
Yeah,
Like
I've called
when
out the flaw in our defense before, and I'm not gonna say it again because I know it's ops in here watching. But it's once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's all I'm gonna say because I see it's some Thunder fans in here now,
Right. Yeah, I seen him in here.
which
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Oh,
why are
man.
y'all in here? But shout out for showing up.
Right.
Hey,
Shout out
hey,
for
hey,
showing it. Hit the like button.
Amtrak,
Yeah,
Amtrak. They
we're in the
pulling
west,
up
you
to
guys are in the west, we're in the east. Why are you guys worried?
yeah,
they pulling up to hear this good basketball.
That's
Jack,
it.
this
That's
good
really what it
IQ.
is.
yeah.
That's
They ain't
really
getting
what it
this
is.
on them
Get this
other
good
pods.
game.
Them other podcasts is fanned out, man. They
Man,
just want to
that
gloat
Yeah.
and
was
front
right.
run, man. We talk about it good, bad, the ugly, the you know what I mean. We
Talk
talk
to him.
about it
Right.
all over here.
Scales. Yes,
So
sir.
that's why they tap in over here. Trust me. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Yeah.
I know why they
We're
pulling
not
up.
trying to be buddy buddy with the media.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
me either. Me either. We ain't got
Right.
no
Hey, excuse
script.
Hey,
me,
we
what do you
gotta
think
do
about
round
that
robins,
game?
y'all. I gotta put together this trampoline before it get dark, y'all. Wish me
Oh
luck
yeah,
on
you
that
better
too.
do that.
All right, oh,
Before
you
they be
Moderlando.
trampolining on your couch. You better do that.
You already know. That's you see the focus. It's on you, Moderlando. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it's always good chats here, man. It's always good chats.
Right.
We talk the truth. We see what we have to say. We don't have to cover for nobody. We can say
Right.
whatever we want. That's what I like about this chat. But
Absolutely.
yeah, man. Next game, what I want to see is I want to ask everybody what they want to see next game. But what I think I want to see next game is I don't want Brook to start because of his contract, just because of his name. I want him to be on the bench for situational purposes, and that's it. And actually, to be honest, this series you don't even need Brook. You can run small ball with
Mm-hmm.
Kuz and Giannis and Sims because they need to guard the perimeter. Let them get their paint points. All they do is run pick and pop anyway. You know what they're gonna do. If they don't get to the paint, what they do, they kick it out. That's how they got all their points. But I want to see next game the starters that started today not on the game. I want our firepower to come gun blazing first quarter, not the third quarter or the fourth quarter. The first quarter. Make
Facts.
them demoralized, make them give up, then make them adjust. We want them to adjust, not us first. That's what I want.
Appreciate you. Might line those scales on you. Then we'll go to Amtrak.
I think he hit it. He hit it all on the head. My only interjection that I would change, I would add to what he said is I want to see Andre Jackson play. I'm advocating for that. Like I said, I don't care if he gives you any points. Let him get on Haliburton and Nembhard's nerves, bro. Let him pick them up 94 feet and let him hack away, bro. If he get 3 quick fouls, who cares, bro? He's setting
Literally,
the
yeah.
tone, man. You letting these dudes know, like, you just not about to be out here doing what you want to do because Brook Lopez back there. It's somebody that's going to get you at the point of attack and get on your heels. So that's what I want to see more of that. And I would like to see Doc get the bench in sooner.
Right.
Sooner. Get them cats on the floor sooner. Get them sweating and get them going a little earlier in the game, man. And I think we won't have those slow starts like we've been having.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it for me.
Appreciate you, Scales. That's on you,
For
sir.
sure.
Let's go ahead. Amtrak. What's good?
Yeah, y'all hit on the defense, so I'm gonna go offense. So
Okay.
the thing that I would change is I would try to be like, man, we can't take no quick shots. Because a quick shot, you come down and it ain't nobody there
That's a good
for
point.
like a rebound or anything like that, that's a turnover.
And we
And
have
then
terrible transition defense. So you're
yeah, and
absolutely
then
right.
Giannis shooting a three, I don't want no threes because Giannis shooting a three is a turnover. It's like they cannot stop you in the paint.
And
So
that's what they
that's
want.
what I would do.
Right.
Yeah, I would be like, man, we gotta make sure we get a good shot so we can get set up on D. But that's the only thing. And as bad as Kuzma and Prince and Bobby played, I don't think they'll be nowhere near that bad
Agreed.
in game 2. I mean, because they're vets, and it's a reason that they got the money that they got.
Correct.
So if we play our regular game and Indy play their regular game, we should be able to
Should be a
win.
good game.
And that's
Yeah.
with or without Dame.
Right.
Yeah, I think we can beat this team without Dame. I totally agree we could win this series if Dame didn't play a game.
Yeah.
But it makes things way easier if he can play.
No,
Yeah.
If
We
he
just
can
don't
come,
get any.
I want all my guns.
We just don't
there,
get any
yeah.
respect because they know how to guard us, and they've been game planning us since last year.
Right.
We don't get no respect because we don't give back. Like we don't give any fear into them. The
Right.
only
I
guy is
agree.
Giannis.
Yeah,
Giannis, they're so scared of Giannis. They're like, you know what? We're gonna
they
get one of our bench
terrified of
guys to
him.
foul him every time he's in the paint, so he can go to the free throw line. That's how we can beat us. You
Look,
can't.
they kept
If
James
we don't
Johnson.
want
They
you guys
gave
to
him a
shoot
rock.
threes,
Right.
They gave James
right?
Johnson a jersey just because they scared of Giannis. Remember, Giannis
Right.
went in
Yeah.
the locker room and took a ball from him.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They are terrified of Giannis. They kept
Correct.
a martial arts dude on their team. He gets no minutes.
Correct.
He's literally there because they have to face Giannis 5 times and maybe in the playoffs every year. Literally why this dude has a jersey. So they're terrified. That's why everybody keeps saying we got the best player.
Yeah. True. True.
It's not even close.
No, I agree. That's 100%
They just got the better
fact.
coach and
Correct.
systems. That's what's going on. They got the better coaching system. Yeah.
No, I definitely agree. Amtrak's, anything else from your end, bro?
No, I'm good. Just,
Oh, good.
peace to everybody in the chat. I know this was a long one.
It was needed.
Shout out to everybody showing up, even the ops, the Thunder fans, the Pacer fans.
All
y'all,
types.
peace.
Right.
Thanks for showing up. Keep that same energy when y'all down 3-1 after game 4.
I appreciate you, Amtrak. Shots fired. All right, Modelando Scales. Amtrak's always a pleasure. Appreciate you, gentlemen. All right, y'all. Salute. Get Brandon in here before I go put together this trampoline nonsense. Hold on a second, y'all. Tap in Brandon real fast. Go ahead, Brandon. What's good?
What up?
What up, bro?
I'm here, United. I'm having a way. First of all, the Move the Black Nation, Family Friend, Gail, Mylando, Dr. Smith, B. Jack, Monte, and
and everybody. Shout out to everybody. What you think about the game today, though? Brandon, how you feel about everything?
This is a tough one, but do not sweat. Do not sweat. Believe in the team, Buck Nation. We have hope. We can take down Indiana. we could take down Indiana. We need to come up with a goddamn good game plan.
Facts.
First of all, Indiana is not all that. It's not all that hype because if we can slow down them, if we can slow down Haliburton and Myles Turner and everybody, then we talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Dame, he look big.
Definitely.
He look big. Dame said he wanted to whoop them butt because this team, we need to shut up Indiana Pacers
I agree 100%.
because Giannis, because this team, because the way we start out today,
Mm-hmm.
good much, Trent,
They gave us nothing today, Brandon. They didn't
not
give us nothing.
okay. First of all, if they, if you know, doing and good, not getting nothing, put in Jr Mafia, quick and fast, quick and heartbeat, quick, and quit the rotation now, quit up the rotation, put
Mm-hmm.
in, put in, beating in, put in everybody. That way, hell, put in Ajax. If Ajax control Haliburton, why he does not get minutes like he used to in the cup game.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's
Fact.
stupid. He's not stupid. Get that out of your thing here. Or we falling back at the old Buck. We're not that.
Mm-hmm.
We are not the same Buck. We're not.
That's a fact.
This is the reason why I'm about to go off. Book is unplayable in this series.
Okay.
Book is unplayable in this goddamn series. If we need to switch the lineup, put it with the 3 guard lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in. And have Giannis run the point forward.
Okay. So you want Giannis at point? Okay.
Because if we need Dame back, for sure. This team needs to wake up. It's not the regular season no more. It's
I
the
agree.
God.
It's time to turn up.
We have to turn up. We need to put Indiana in the ground, in the grave. We need to put Indiana. We need to put Indiana in the mouth. First, first of all, in the first quarter, we do not need to have this more start. None at all.
I agree. It's enough of that. We're in the playoffs now. We gotta get focused.
We first of all, we got this all these momentum going back in April. Now we coming on Indiana on this Saturday on this East Coast, losing in their building. We are not having that.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get their business. We need to fight till the wheel fall off.
There we go.
This, they need to show it what we made of. If they come back, fine. We need to have that firepower
Mm-hmm.
because listen to what I'm saying about Nathan Family's but Indiana is all hyper. They talk all that smack. First of all, you're not gonna begin on If you want to talk like that, my pop, back it up, back it up, back it up, Bobby. Back that, back all that talk, back it up, and play your game.
Mm-hmm.
We know what we know what you've been through. We
Mm-hmm.
know that. We need to show you. You need to show up and show out.
Mm-hmm.
Show up, show out. Gary Trent, I get him tomorrow. Jr Mafia, I get him tomorrow. Giannis, 8 degree, I need, I get him tomorrow.
All right.
But,
I agree with you, Kerry. Tuesday will definitely be better. This is just a game we just gotta throw away and use it as a learning experience. That's it. And we gotta hope that Doc is really looking at the game film and making future adjustments. That's all
but,
we can hope for. Doc has to make good decisions. Go ahead, Brandon, before we get out of here. Go ahead, Brandon.
I do not trust that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Organization. Doc is the one who holds this team back.
I agree.
We need this coaching staff. How the hell we got all these all the famous coaches on our
Mm-hmm.
team? They're not doing nothing.
Right.
This team needs to point right back. And my voice
That's
is
it. That's all we got. We got Tuesday. We got a couple days off, work on the game plan, make some adjustments, and then hopefully we can move forward. So this is what it is. It's a series, and I'm glad it's not a one game elimination. So we got time to regroup and come back stronger. That's really what we got to do. So that's just what it's gonna be. But go ahead and finish up, Brandon.
and my voice is so one word before I got it. That's what the Bucks need to do. Put them first. I do not want to see I do not want to see this small start ever again against 2-2.
There we go. I agree.
Listen, Buck Nation understand. Halfway, we're not out of it yet.
Facts.
We we going we gonna have some Bucks and Blues.
Yeah, we go get this one game at a time, right?
So then one game at a time, we gonna we need to get the dub in Indiana Tuesday. We we want to beat them badly. So that way Haliburton does not have to nothing to say. So then one game at a time, we need to punch Indiana Tuesday. Take a one game at a time. I'll have y'all Tuesday. The Wolves back there family win. I'll have you at your big.
Appreciate you, Brandon. All right, Brandon, go. All right, y'all got to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Unfortunately, we were not victorious tonight, but I do have a really good feeling we're going to put hands and feet on Indiana in game 2 on Tuesday. Please keep the faith. We're going to be all right. This was just hey, we just had to take a boxing knee. We straight. We didn't get knocked out. We all right. We got caught with a flash knockdown. We back on our feet, and the fight is back on. Don't even trip, y'all. Sometimes that we just needed our wake up call. We woke now, so we gonna be good. We're frustrated because of all the momentum we had coming in April, and to play like that, that's why there's so much anger in the fan base right now. And I think it's to be earned. We didn't expect our team to come out there and look scared. Besides Giannis, that's totally what we didn't expect. It's just unfortunate, but I think now everybody knows what needs to be done, and we'll win game 2. We might get a gentleman sweep to keep it real, but we're gonna take it one game at a time, like Brandon said. Y'all know how we do. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here and try to handle this upstairs. Appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic, Milwaukee Bucks Trades, Rumors, and News Live Edition. We're talking about the NBA playoffs, Game 1 of the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Indiana Pacers, where the Bucks lost 117-98, unfortunately. But we'll be back here, Game 2 Tuesday. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Salute, salute. Please hit the like button and share the most electrifying content on YouTube. Gone.